Oh, Lord. Hey, guys, what's up? Coming here. I'm going to do a quick live because I have to go edit this video. Oh, so many videos to make. It's crazy. What a baby. How crazy is that? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Oh, Lord. Miss y'all. Sorry, I was busy because I have to edit this video, and my son Trey, he had biology project, so I had to help him out because he needs to have good grades. He needs to have good grades, but how many people I had? So, mommy duty. So, oh, thank you, Gianna. What's up? Hey, Rachel. Thank you so much. Because my hair, I don't want to take out my little bantu knots. My little knots, I don't want to take them out. Hey, Rhea. Hey, Val. Hey, Rachel. So, hey, Janet. Maverick, I put him in another room so he could sleep because I'm a bit loud sometimes. But you guys, come on here. Let's have a conversation. Because I didn't talk to you guys, right? What I said, what was the title again? Your honesty will cost you or something like that. You guys, let me tell you something. Hey, Ken, what's up? Let me tell y'all something, okay? Because I just got some bad news today. It doesn't touch me personally, but it's still bad news nonetheless, right? So this young lady, oh, hey, Q, sorry, bro. Oh my gosh. Hey, Q. I keep Queen. Oh, I've been out for a minute. Thank you, Queen. Thank you for correcting me, boo. Thank you. Right? So, what's I gonna say? There's some bad news in the Congolese society community because this young lady in Canada who's Congolese, right? Somehow she went missing, okay? And then somehow, well, not somehow, but she ends up dead. So it was going like the stuff was happening so fast. Like one moment her mom is making TikToks, period. And she was like, oh, help me find my daughter, right? The next thing I look up is like, oh, they found her body. And then like the young lady is dead. I'm like, whoa. So I didn't have time to like keep up with it because I have my other stuff to worry about. So I called my friend today who's Congolese and I asked her, like, what is going on? Because my other friend who's also Congolese, Virginia, I was like, I hope she did not meet a man on a dating app. That's the first thought that came out of my mouth. Because I was like, this is going way too fast, right? And I was like, I hope she did not meet a man on a dating app. You know, one day I don't know when, I can't make promises, but one day, don't know when, I'm actually going to make a proper video about the perils, the dangers of these goofy dating apps. Let me try not to cuss. Of these dating apps, right? Hey, Ola, I don't like dating apps. I do not like dating apps. I don't think anybody should be out here gamifying dating, gamifying meeting new people for romantic anything, right? I don't like the fact that with dating apps also there is no background checks. I don't like the fact that anybody can create a profile on a dating app, okay? There's no background check. Nobody's checking your ID. Nobody's checking to see if you have a criminal record. People are not required to submit HIV test results to have a profile on a dating app. So pretty much you could be released from prison for manslaughter, murder, or sexual assault, and by you get released 3 p.m. and then by 6 p.m. you already have a profile and you're dating people. Okay, it is so dangerous to me. I'm like, people need to meet people through people that they know, people who can vouch for the person, just in case something happens. We know exactly who to hold accountable because you actually matter. You are precious. You know what I mean? I don't like that. So then I called her and then we were talking. Yeah, it really is. It truly is. Because I'm like, what kind of men are you that you can't approach a woman day to day? Like, why can't you walk up to her? Why do you need an app to help you? Why do you have to hide behind an app? What is the problem? You understand? And the thing I do not like about feminism, oh my gosh, you guys, I absolutely detest, hey Fumi, I absolutely detest feminism. I hate feminism because to me, it is such a trap. Hey, bag, it is such a trap. And the fallacies of like, number one, making women believe, hey, Larissa Cuckoo, making women believe that you're equal to a man. You're not equal to a man. Okay? You are not equal to a man. I meet a random man on a dating app, you guys. What if I show up and he's like 6'7"? Hey man, he's 6, even if he's small, okay? Even if it's small. If a man really wants to hurt a woman, he truly can. He truly can. Men are physically strong and they can be physically dangerous and they can be physically threatening. This is real. Like these people, men can be very, very dangerous. Okay? I don't know you like that. But with feminism, it's like, oh, you're constantly in competition with a man. Oh, I'm a man. I can be like a man. No, maybe in school, yes. Like, in like a safe setting, you know what I'm saying? Like a school setting, a workplace setting. Yeah, sure. I can see how you probably think, okay, I'm just as competent as you, but I'm not equal to you, right? So it seems as though the young lady, because her parents are back in Congo, they were sending her money monthly so she could be okay, right? There's no need to do any kind of foolishness. So her mom's been calling her for a week because they sent her money. She didn't call her mom and say thank you. So I think it's been like a week or so. So her mom is like, it's bizarre because usually when you send her money, she'll call her mom and say, hey, mom, thank you for the money, whatever, right? So they haven't heard for her. They were calling, the phone was going through. Eventually, the phone just stopped working. So then the mom called her roommate, this white girl, her mom called the roommate, and the roommate told her, well, last time I saw her, she was going out with a man that it seems as though she had recently met. So I think they found some kind of like security footage, whatever, with this young man that she recently met. And it seems as though the young man is the one who ended up murdering this young woman. Okay? So now the young lady is dead. Her parents are all the way, not just in Africa, they're in Central Africa. Do you know how far Congo is? Okay? Even from the Ivory Coast to Congo, it's like 8 hours. Africa is huge. It is huge. At least it's like, if it's like West Africa, like especially Senegal, it's not that far. Like between New York City, like between JFK and Dakar, it's like about like five hours, whatever. But I'm telling you, even within the continent, from the Ivory Coast to Congo, it's like almost like 8 hours. The heck? Because it's that big of a place. And I'm like, so now her parents are going to have to figure out how to come here, how to get a visa to come here, how to bring her body back to Congo. I'm like, what have you done to yourself and to your parents? So that's why I was on the phone with Pauline. She's like my Congolese sis, right? And I told her, like, one thing I'm really upset about too, it's TikTok. You guys, you know how I used to tell you, like, I love TikTok. Yes, I love TikTok for certain things, but for other things, I do not. And sometimes I do wonder if TikTok is not a Chinese app to lead American people, especially American women, into reckless behaviors that are truly detrimental to their own well-being and their safety, right? Because TikTok is the place that promotes this foolishness. It is absolutely TikTok, where the girls go on here, especially girls who listen to people like Shira. This girl, Sprinkle, I cannot wait for the day she gets sued. I cannot wait for the day that she ends up sued. Like, I'm telling you, even with the young lady here, the young black girl, whatever, it's in Chicago or something like that, who went on a date with this white boy, aka Lobster and Pasta. Once again, it is TikTok. TikTok is responsible for glamorizing black girls going out on dates with white boys, right? Because what happens on TikTok, especially the enclave of psychotic, hysterical, paranoid black women, is that they get on that app and they train black girls to have a visceral fear of black men, and then to see the white man as Prince Charming. Okay? Hey AJ, what's that? This young lady, the young black girl over here, y'all, like with her little body, okay? She went on a date with a white boy who looks like Bigfoot that she met on a dating app. She picked him up at the bus stop. And the thing I find so, I don't know if it's hilarious or pathetic, I don't know, right? It's the fact that when it comes to like black men, for example, right? The black girls be like, oh, don't settle. I'm not going to date a bus driver. But when it comes to a white man, they'll take all kinds of mediocrity from the white man because he got the white skin. What's up, queen? Okay. But I'm like, hey, black, but make it make sense. You are 21 years old, right? You are 21 years old. You have a job. You have a career. You have a car. This white man is like 30 something. So he's like almost 10 years older than you. He's coming on a date with a car on the bus. When you heard that he was coming on the date with a bus, you didn't run for your life like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm 21. I have my life together. You're 30 years old. You're coming on a date with the bus, and I'm expected to pick you up at the bus stop? And I'm like, she never would have done that for a black man because God forbid the sisterhood finds out about it. But she did it for a white man. So then he got in her car and then they went restaurant and bar hopping. You understand? She's not calling anybody. She's not calling her mom. She's not calling her uncles. Nobody be like, hey, you guys, here's what's happening. I'm meeting this man at the bus stop. What do you think? No, because she thinks she knows it all. Because this is what this goofy, liberal, modern society is telling women, that you can do it all. It's your life. Do what you want. Don't let a man tell you what to do with your body. It depends. What is he telling you to do? Right? I'm like that. They swear, oh, I can't let a man tell me what to do with my body. As if the majority of these abortionists, these abortion clinic doctors are not men. So when he tells you what to do, you're going to do it, right? Okay. We all have to listen to a man at some point when it comes to our bodies. The problem is not whether the man can tell you what to do or what not to do with your body. The real question is, what is he asking you to do with your body? Yeah, I can still hear. Okay. You need to ask yourself that. What is he, what's it called? What is he asking you to do with your body? Right? If your father says, I need you to stay in the house to keep you safe, right? Yes, he's telling you to keep your body inside the house to keep you safe. So you should listen, right? If a random man says, oh, come to my house at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sending you an Uber. No, he can't tell you to get your body in the Uber at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's just unsafe. Okay? So all men telling you what to do with your body, it's not always a bad thing. What are you being required to do with your body? Because everything is not bad, right? If there's a fight somewhere and the man says, step behind me, I got this, you're going to stand in front of him and get your face smacked in the face? Girl, make it make sense, right? But this obsession with training women that, oh, you are living your life in opposition to a man. No, I'm not. It depends what kind of man. If it's a man who wants to hurt me, yeah, sure. But not every man is trying to hurt me. And not every black man is trying to hurt me. Just like not every white man also is trying to hurt me. That's why we always have to prioritize character over everything else. Because who is this person, right? So it's like from bar hopping to bar hopping. So he's probably putting all kinds of alcohol in her body because he knew what he was doing. He knew what he came to do. The whole time he knew he was going to kill her. Okay? So she's small. She's drinking a lot. Exactly. She's drinking a lot. And at one point, I guess he told her, do you want to go back to my place? So she said, okay. I'm like, okay. Did you tell anybody you were going to his place? Did you let your mom know you're going to his place? Did you ask him for his ID? Just to be safe. We never know. Right? Even me, when I met James, I even asked him for his ID because I didn't believe his age. I'm like, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm 26. I'm like, you don't look like you're 26. Because I don't date younger men. I just don't. I'm not on top of this. I don't run a daycare. Okay? So I even asked him for his ID, and he sure did pull out his driver's license. I'm like, oh, wow, dang, that's crazy. But then I saw he was a Gemini, so maybe I should have ran at that point, but, too late now. I'm here, okay, right? But I'm like, let people know what's happening. Let people know what's happening. Even if you're on a date, and even if you think everything is good, you're safe, whatever, you're a strong woman, whatever, take a picture on the low. You know what I mean? Like, pew, pew, you know what I'm saying? Take a picture on the low, send a picture to somebody. Let people know where you are. Tell people, hey, if you don't hear back from me at this time, girl, I'm probably getting killed somewhere. Come find me, girl. Okay? You understand? Feminism, shut up. Protect your life. Make sure you stay safe. Make sure you live to see your children and your grandchildren and maybe your great-grandchildren. Protect yourself. You have to be safe. And part of being safe is not living life in defiance to the male gender. You have to be wise. You have to be mindful. And you have to assess the risk of your decisions. These girls on TikTok, they'll promote anything for views. Because a lot of girls are stupid. I don't know how else to say it. My friend's like, Lee, don't say that. But it's the truth, though. A lot of girls are stupid. A lot of girls are idiots. A lot of girls are fools. Like even sometimes I go on TikTok and I listen to their sob stories. Most of the time, it is self-inflicted. Okay? All these wounds they carry are self-inflicted because they refuse to learn. They refuse to be wise. They refuse to be intelligent. They refuse reflection and they refuse accountability. So therefore, the majority of women today are foolish. They are fools. And the Bible specifically talks about what is going to happen to a fool. Okay? There's no gender to a fool. A fool is a fool. And a fool is especially a person who lives a life without any regard to fearing God. You have to fear God. You have to fear God. They like the majority of their stories, it's all self-inflicted wounds. Even in the Bible, we have a parable, like we have a parable from Jesus where Jesus says, no robber can come into your home unless he has bound you. So what Jesus is saying, ultimately, your house, your rules protect your ish. Right? Oh, but this man did this to me. He did it because he could. Right? And the reason why they love these goofy ass, what's it called, influencers or these dating coaches or whatever they have out there on social media, because these girls are always telling them, oh, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. No, it is her fault because it's her life. So how did you position yourself that someone like that could come into your life and cause this much harm? It is your life. So it is your fault. It is your responsibility. It is your life. It's not anybody else's life. It's your life. Why is it happening to you and not to her? Because y'all not making the same decisions, right? I wonder why. Because you don't have the same paradigm. And the reason why you don't have the same paradigm, because you refuse instruction. And that is another way to recognize a fool. It's a person who refuses instruction. That's why sometimes the Bible even tells you to leave a fool alone and to not argue with the fool, because from afar, hey Lonnie, because from afar, nobody can know who the fool and who's not the fool, because you both look foolish. That's why you don't argue with foolish people. And that's why, for the most part, you don't argue with women, because most modern women are foolish. You just let them be. They love to sit on the internet and talk about, oh my gosh, this man is a narc. He's a narc. I'm like, what is it about you that you are a narc magnet? Why are you a narc magnet? Because most likely you are a narcissist. You might not be as intense of a narc, but you are a narcissist nonetheless. And this is why people are attracted to you, right? You attract who you are. You attract who you are on the deepest realm of your subconscious. If you are a weak-minded person, you will attract people who want to flatter you so they can screw you over, because you are weak-minded. You are weak-minded. And I do feel like where we have done, even me, I think I've also played a part in that, but where we have done so much wrong to so many women. Oh, you saw him? Oh, yeah, he's really cute. Huh? That's my mom's younger brother, my Uncle Charlie. He's the youngest of my grandma, okay? My Uncle Charlie, that's his son, Anthony. When I left London, he was like Maverick size. Look at how big he is. He plays basketball now. He's so cute. But I told his dad, I'm like, you can't be out here posting once a week and just be gone. Gotta ramp it up, right? All right. But my thing is, it's like, I forgot what I was going to say, y'all. I forgot. Okay. But what is it about you that makes you a narc magnet? Why are you a narc magnet? Okay. Why are narcissists attracted to you? Because you're insecure. You're insecure. And you constantly need validation. And to me, it's pathetic. But what do I know? Hey, Liv. You know, and me, that's something I feel. I don't like people. Men or women. I don't like people who constantly need to be validated. You need to work on that. Okay? Because when you're constantly starving for affirmation, validation, whatever, it says that you don't know who you are. You're not confident in who you are. You don't know where you're going. Don't know who you are. Because you are so desperate for random people to affirm you. You must affirm yourself. And the way you affirm yourself is by knowing who you are according to God's design for your life. Okay? You don't go through life seeking validation from random people. The heck? That's the best way to attract confusion, nervous breakdown, depression, and all kinds of mental illnesses into your life. Because the majority of people don't even like themselves. Okay? The majority of people do not even like themselves. So how can people who don't like themselves validate you? How are you going to ask broken people to help you be whole? They are broken themselves. Okay? And that's why you have to get to a place in your life where you say, I'm responsible for how I feel. Okay? I am responsible for loving myself. I am responsible for being proud of myself. I am responsible for being intelligent and to be mindful of the way that I live my life. It is your life to live. You have to be in charge of your life, and you have to do the things in your life that are beneficial to your wholesomeness. Like, you are a whole thing, not a part of a thing. You are a whole thing. You have a body, you have a soul, and you have a spirit. And the things that you do have to be conducive to the development of all three parts of you. You have to make yourself whole. And the problem we have today, especially with social media, right, is that we are teaching women that as long as you have good makeup on, good lashes, a big butt, big booty, wumpy wump wump wump, right? That's it. No, it's not it. It's not it. And sometimes doing too much of those things is nothing more than a big old billboard that tells the world, hey, you guys, I'm so insecure. I need to use all those things as a crutch because I don't really love myself. Okay? I don't really love myself. You have to stop. People have to be stopped. So now the young lady is dead. She's gone. She's dead. And only God knows how she was murdered. Maybe he tortured her. Only God knows. Because these apps are full of sick people. Mentally sick, physically sick, medically sick. All kinds of sickness are on these dating apps. But these young women are getting groomed, encouraged, motivated to use these weird apps on social media, especially on TikTok. Because TikTok promotes the worst of the worst of the worst. And the thing with TikTok also, there is no accountability on TikTok. No accountability. It's an entire village of people who do nothing more than make excuses for bad behavior. Bad behavior. Because nobody on there wants to be checked. You know what I mean? It's an app for insane people. Like, I kind of like it for some content, whatever, but I honestly would not mind if it was banned. Because the kind of stuff people get exposed to and the way it's like, I don't know, what am I gonna say it? The way it's like, it's oh my gosh. It's glamorized, right? The way it's like the way dangerous behavior is glamorized on TikTok, honestly, it is frightening to me. Because I'm like, how do people make these decisions? Like, what is your calculus, right? What is your safety calculus when it comes to what you're going to do and what you will not do? Who you will allow in your life and who you're not going to allow in your life? You have to be careful. You're not a cat. You don't have 7 lives. And on top of that, I tell you that this all the time. I say it don't take much to kill a person. Someone can push somebody hard and their head hits something hard, boom, boom, person is dead. To choke a person might not even take more than 5 minutes. It doesn't take an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 to kill a person. Okay? It only takes a few minutes and then that's it. You're gone. You're completely gone. You're out of here. Think about your parents sometimes. Right? That's what they do. We saw the girl from Miami, right? The girl from Miami, right? And it's like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? I think my boss is calling me. I'm like, to me, like, it's just so, it drives me insane. But I'm like, TikTok promotes this type of behavior. Because a lot of girls feel as though the only way I can prove to myself that I'm beautiful, that I'm sexy, that I can do it all, whatever, is if a man flies me out. Girl, if this man is part of a sex ring, he has money to fly you out. There's a reason why he's flying you out. Right? A man just barely knows you, meets you on a dating app, and right away wants to fly you out. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. What is he up to? Is that what he normally does? You think he's the only woman you're talking to, like he's talking to on a dating app? Hold on, you guys. Give me a second. Be right back. Oh, Lord. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Let me get ahead. Oh, no. Let me. No. They were asking about you. Come on. Everybody's like, where's my friend? Where is my friend? So here you are. See? Talk about Little maid, what has got into you? Come on. It's okay. It's okay. Oh no. Hey guys. He knew he was being asked for. Erica's like, look at him. Eric, look at you. Look at you. Oh, now you don't want to cry anymore because you know you're on camera. He's like, hey y'all, I missed y'all. Oh, now you're winking at the ladies. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. I mean, you are funny. You are really, really funny. He is such a Gemini, indeed. Like, he's like, hey, ladies. You know. But I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Okay. It has to be social media. You know, go over here. Let a man take you over here. On your first date, he has to spend $1,000. Why is he? I'm not trying to be funny. Not to say I don't think I deserve $1,000 date. But me, Marlene, the way that I am, I'm like, is this what he usually does? Why are you doing this? What are you up to? I don't trust people, so that's just that, right? What are you up to? Because I do feel like when people throw money, like people throw big money initially, they're trying to blind you from something. Okay, I sure can. And I'm like, when you're quick to put your money forward, you're quick to put your wallet first, right? I feel like you're up to no good. You're up to no good. So what you want to do is like, you want me hooked on your money. You're going to hook me on the money just like crack, right? Just like crack, just like fentanyl. Okay, I guess fentanyl, you die right away, but whatever, right? You're going to hook me onto your money. And then once I'm hooked on the money, then you're going to start misbehaving because you know that lifestyle, right? You got me used to a certain type of lifestyle. And now I can't turn back from it because it's so convenient. It's so easy. It's so much fun when you do give me the money, right? And I'm like, nah, that part right there, it scares me. Okay. And it reminds me of the devil when he picked up Jesus and he told him, oh, if you bow down to me, I'll give you all those things. Because I feel like anybody who leads with materialism, the devil has sent you. Because while we can have an honest conversation, why do you not want me to get to know you? But instead, you want me to get to know your wallet. What are you up to? What are you up to? What are you up to? Right? Even at one time, was it this Nigerian girl? I forgot what it was. Dating some boy. The girl ended up dead. Her body parts were missing. And people were saying that most likely the boy used her for a ritual because a lot of these, like in Nigeria, they'll call like the scammer boys. They'll call the boys Yahoo boys, right? So it's like, oh, a lot of these Yahoo boys, like for their business or for their scamming business to go well, many of them engage in rituals and in the occult. And I'm like, oh my gosh, right? But body parts were missing. You understand? And you see her Instagram, you could see that he was steal and spent the money on her, right? But I'm like, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. And I think sometimes, just like thinking about people who grew up Christians and who are really afraid or like embarrassed to be a Christian. Yes, remember her very pretty girl, you guys? All her body parts were missing, you guys. Her body parts were missing. Even her vajayjay, gone, missing. And this demon was posting on social media like, oh, I miss her so much. I don't know what could have happened. Oh, And the family felt as though he had done it, that he had unalived her to use her body parts for his rituals in order to gain more money through his internet scams. You know, we have a lot of ritualists out there, and they come in many forms. White, black, whatever. A lot of people are ritualists. Okay? A lot of people are ritualists. People scare me. Because I'm like, human nature at its core is straight up wretched. It is straight up a hot mess. Like people are just evil. People are just evil. So when you encounter people that have no God, no religion, no faith, no family, no friends, I'm like, yeah, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose and you fear nothing. So therefore, you are a liability. Stay away from me. Stay away from me. But you see, on social media, especially on TikTok, Women are trained to throw caution to the wind and just focus on, oh, what is he going to buy me? What restaurant is he going to take me to? What is he going to buy me? Where is he going to take me out to eat? Is he going to fly me out? Girl, you're stupid. You might not even make it alive. You show up and you might end up killed. He might feed you a nice dinner and then kill you. Then what's the point? Like the young black lady, the young lady in Chicago, the white boy, when he took her to his house, right? Come to find out, he had a sex dungeon. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Right? No, baby. You need to. You were just sleeping. And as soon as you heard me, you're like, oh yeah, I need to go bother this lady, right? He had a whole sex dungeon. So her size, the fact that she drank lots of alcohol, imagine her not being able to properly fight or properly like even ascertain what is going on. Because they'll get you drunk, right? Because when you're drunk, you have no control. Drinking is like alcohol is a drug, right? And if you drink a lot of it, especially if you're small, if you have a small frame, because she's very petite. So I'm like, it don't take much to get you drunk, to get you messed up, right? It don't take much. You're in this man's house, in the basement. Like, if you imagine if you're in the basement, even if you're screaming for your dear life, you are in the basement. Who can hear you? At least if you're on the first floor or you're upstairs, you can crack a window, jump out the window, run for your life, right? You are in the basement. You are buried in the ground. The basement is in the ground, sis. Who can hear you? The basement is insulated by all the dirt that surrounds the basement, the foundation of the basement. Make it make sense. And so they say when they went in there, you could see traces of her fingers on the wall, like towards the staircase, because she was trying to escape for her life. So what exactly did he do to her? Killed that little girl? Chopped her body up? He like incinerated her car in a black neighborhood? That he drove around and just spread pieces of her body in water, in the forest, all kinds of places. Somebody's child. Right? And when these goofy Instagram, TikTok girls promote this type of foolishness, right? Where are they when bad things happen to you? What are they? You see? And I'm like, the problem with life is that people want what's fun. Oh, I want to have fun. I want to live my life. I want to have fun. I want to live my life. I want to do whatever I want. Okay? Because, sometimes when it comes to following God and living a godly life, yeah, it can seem kind of boring. But guess what? Boring will keep you safe. Okay? Boring will keep you safe. Boring will keep you STD free. Okay? Boring will keep all kinds of weird things away from you. Right? When you get on social media, it seems like everybody's having this much fun. Oh, they're having so much fun. They're living their best life. They're promiscuous. They're drinking. They're traveling. They're spending all this money on goofy clothes and things like that. Don't you envy these people? They're foolish. They are very, very foolish. Okay? It's like the cicada and the ant, right? When you go on YouTube, you go on social media, so TikTok, Instagram, whatever, it looks like everybody is living the life of a cicada. Every day is a fun day, a party day, or whatever type of day, a maintenance day. Oh, I spent $3,000 today on my maintenance. Okay? All that foolishness, right? They're living like cicadas. And you'll say to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm like an ant. I have to work every day. I have to do this every day. I got to have structure every day. Be glad because of it. Rejoice for it. Because working hard, being focused, having discipline, you will be so much better because of it. And guess what? When you have an orderly life, when you have a structured life, wicked people will stay away from you. There's always a man. Oh, look, there's always a man. Okay? Exactly. Do not play with your life. But a working life, a structured life, whatever, it's good for you. And and guess what? When a lot of people know that you're structured and you work really hard, they'll stay away from you because they know you're not about the foolishness. Okay? Because it sends a message. It sends a message to people. This one, she's not outside like she's not crazy like that, right? When you're about whatever I do this, you attract foolish people because you don't have order in your life. And a lot of people do not have order and structure in their lives. And that's why their life is like going to Macy's, right? On Fifth Avenue. It's a revolving door on a major busy street. People will be coming in and coming out, coming in and coming out, coming in and coming out. And they wonder why. Oh, how come I never have enough money? Oh, how come I always meet bad people? How come these people hurt me? How come? Because you treat your life like Macy's on Fifth Avenue. How about you start being a boutique? Okay, be a boutique in a really isolated place somewhere where your clientele is curated. Okay, you need to curate the people who get to have access to you. And the best way to do that is by making sure that you have structure with your life. And that's why you should fear lazy people. And you know, another thing is, people often think that being lazy is the person who wants to do nothing. Like, oh, she stays in bed all day. She doesn't clean. She doesn't work. So she must be lazy. Sure. That's the traditional, conventional understanding of being a lazy person. But I want to present you with another definition of being a lazy person. A person who wants lots of things by doing the least amount of work. A person who wants all these things in the shortest amount of time possible. You are lazy. You are really lazy. Oh, I want to have all these things, but I don't want to work for it. You're lazy. Oh, I want to have all this and that, but I don't want to have to pay for it. You lazy. Oh, I want to have, I want to be over here, over there, over here, but I don't want to invest and work and do this. No, that's too much. You're lazy. So see, lazy is not just laying in bed. No, you have lazy people who are not laying in bed. You have lazy people who are always plotting on somebody else's coins. How can I stay home and come up with a scheme to steal people's money? And it's giving a lot of people who vote Democrat. Oh yeah, go tax the rich. Go tax the rich. How about you go work hard so we can also tax your behind? Oh, I want to do that. Oh, okay. 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 How about you come up with something? Okay. How about you come up with a product or a service and change society, make a lot of money so we can also tax your behind? Oh, you don't want to work, huh? You want to stay home, but you want to go vote so that the government can go after people's money who've worked hard. You're lazy behind. And that's the thing. And the majority of these socialists, these commie people, they are lazy. Because if they were really working hard, they're like, you know what? One day I'm also going to be rich. Do I want to be taxed just because I made my dreams come true? No, you don't want that. But you want that for somebody else, right? Because you're lazy. But the thing is, Sprinkle, honestly, Shriva, she's actually quite lazy. She's actually quite lazy. Because if you start off the premise that first and foremost, she went for somebody else's husband, okay? The laziness. Why don't you have enough self-esteem, self-assurance, or self-confidence to go get your own man? Scarcity mindset. She has a scarcity mindset. When you go after someone else's husband, you have a poor mindset. You have a poverty spirit. You have a scarcity mindset. Go find your own husband. She ends up being a mistress that leads to the man divorcing his wife, and then she marries the man allegedly after he divorced his wife. But she was still dating him while he was a married man. Right? So to some extent, she does believe in welfare. She don't want her own. She wants somebody else's stuff. I'm like, yeah, I can see her vote for Kamala. And honestly, Kamala, low-key, high-key, not to be mean, she is a 304. Right? She's a 304. From Mr. Willie Brown to have these jobs she didn't deserve, right? Going out with Mr. Willie Brown. There were even people asking her, are you his daughter? Because she was so young. They have a 30-year age difference, right? So it makes a lot of sense. All the stuff that Sprinkle teaches is what Kamala is about. Then you have Montel Williams, even her husband, Doug Hemoff. I refuse to believe that when she met this man and he told her he was divorced, I'm sure she asked him, why are you divorced? And I'm sure he said, because I cheated on my wife. And I'm sure she asked him, who did you have an affair with? And he told her the nanny, and that turned her on. Obviously, the man has money. He must have money. Because what kind of man gonna tell you The reason why I'm divorced, not because I even filed, my wife divorced me because I had an affair with our nanny. I slept with the help and I had sex with her unprotected, and I got her pregnant, and then maybe he paid for her to have an abortion. I don't know. They say she had a miscarriage, but his wife is champion for abortion up to the time of death of birth, because she won't say if she believes that there should be a limit on abortion. So what kind of woman would marry such a man? What kind of woman would marry such a man? Like, you slept with the nanny? Of all the people you could have slept with? The lady who comes into your house, that your wife is trusting, who watches after your kids, and I think she was also a teacher at their school? Are you kidding me? And now there's even reports coming out that he physically assaulted one of his ex-girlfriends. So ask yourself, right? And what kind of lens? I don't know what kind of paradigm, what kind of lens, what could ever make Kamala Harris be attracted to such a man? You know what I'm saying? So she is the embodiment of a 304. That's what she is. So for Sprinkle to support her, I'm like, yeah, it's on par. It's on brand. It makes a lot of sense, right? Because like for me, I'm like, if a man told me he's divorced with an affair, and then you slept with the nanny with the nanny, and oh my gosh, God forbid he tells you he was even having sex with the nanny on his marital bed while the wife was at work. That is such a violation of trust, of her privacy, and of her space. What is this? What is this? Okay? No moral character. And I even feel like Shura, her content, to me, it lacks moral character. It's irresponsible, because what she's really promoting is prostitution. What she is truly promoting is prostitution. You got to trade sex for money, and in a very explicit manner. You trade your time for money and things, right? That's what she's promoting. Remember, this woman does not fear God. She's a wretched woman. She's a pagan. She's a pagan. I don't see how anybody even engages with her content. I mean, for me, huh? Right? I think it's disgusting. It's disgusting. You don't seek after people just so you can get something out of people. It's disgusting. Why can't you get it for yourself? Why can't you get it for yourself? Why can't you work hard and get something for yourself? But then when Harrison said, "Oh, most women don't want to work," well, now they're gonna be offended. But if Shira says, "Go get food out by random man, exchange your time and for sex and food," oh, now that's okay. You can raise your standard without engaging with any of her content. Like, I don't think you need her to raise your standards. I don't think so. I do, because I'm like, to me, if the foundation itself is flawed, I really can't listen to anything that comes out of it. Because morally, you are corrupt. Yeah, a broken clock can be right twice a day, but morally, you are corrupt. Because why is that your foundation? Why is that your foundation? And on top of that, it's not even like she's remorseful about her foundation. I'm like, what is wrong with this lady? Right? But I get it. Like, the world is very secular, so it's like it works for people. But I'm like, me, it doesn't work for me. Even with Sarah Jakes. Sarah Jakes also does not work for me. Because I'm like, for me, it's inadmissible to have a pastor who's been divorced 3 times or married 3 times. Like, what is this? What is this? Okay? What is this? Like, I'm so confused. Like, what is this, right? You've been, like, this is your 3rd marriage, whatever. Her husband, that's his 2nd marriage. So collectively, y'all have had 5 marriages. I cannot take these people seriously. Right? I cannot take them seriously. What? If you want to divorce and do whatever you want, that's fine. But then you cannot be an authority in the church. You can't do that. It's filthy to me. I'm big on that kind of stuff. Because, like, you don't have structure. Because if you don't even have enough faith to make your marriage work, what can you do for me? I'm a random person. Oh, that's right. You want my money. You want me to buy your books. You want me to come to your little goofy ass conferences. You want me to give you my tithes and offerings, right? You want my money. Right? Because this is crazy to me. Like, seriously, how can you be a pastor? You know the Bible, you know all the word of God, but you divorced 3 times, married. This is your 3rd marriage, and she might have another one. Because once you've had 3 husbands, what is stopping you from having a 4th husband, a 5th husband, a 6th husband, a 7th husband? Right? I cannot take these people seriously. So it's not just Shira out there. It's even people, like even people that quote unquote are in the church. Keon, I cannot take Keon seriously. I cannot take him seriously. What kind of pastor invites somebody who does basketball wives to the church? What can she teach anybody in the church? She's a pagan. She's secular. Shawnee is a pagan. What business do you have with a pagan? Then you bring Shawnee to the church. You put on the stage, your wife is in the audience, and you're making lovey eyes with Shawnee. You're exchanging numbers with Shawnee. Like, what is going on here? No, I cannot take this man seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, if you're filthy, if you have no sexual discipline, you have no integrity, you don't respect your vows, I'm not coming to your church. I don't care what you say. I don't care how well you preach. Bishop Eddie Long used to preach all amazingly. The whole time he was out here touching little boys. So I don't care what comes out your mouth. Because it's not just about what you say. It's about the entirety of who you are. And that I can't co-sign. I'm going to go get that somewhere else. You understand? The what is it? Who else is it? Who else? Even Bishop Noel Jones. Like when I was growing up, I used to love Bishop Noel Jones. Like, oh my gosh, this man can preach. But the nastiness, the filthiness, the way he just sleeps around, the way he treated that woman, had her waiting for all these years. I said, I can't. I don't care how well you preach. I can't co-sign all of this. It's too filthy for me. I gotta go. Jamal Bryant, another one. Jamal preaches really well, but I cannot separate the message from the messenger. And it's not even that people make mistakes. Like you're not even repenting. You're not even remorseful. That part even triggers me. You're not remorseful. No, they just become bolder and bolder and bolder in their foolishness. I am not. Because I don't care how good you think you are, how much morality you think you have, how much integrity you think you have. You keep walking with people who are corrupt, eventually you will start justifying why it's okay to be corrupt. And next thing you know, Lonnie, you're also doing it. You know? And this is why, if you notice carefully, Lonnie, like this is why even what's it called? This is why, like, even in our modern day society, right? When the people, the powers that be, the dark forces that be, when they want to encourage us to do evil, what do? They first get us to like somebody, right? Because if you like a celebrity, or if you love this celebrity, or if you like this influencer, or if you love this influencer, it becomes harder to hold people accountable when you like them or when you love them, right? So if they want to start introducing all kinds of sexual perversion, they'll use a celebrity that they know people really like. And then they'll go through that celebrity to slowly introduce you to foolishness and to filth and to moral degradation, right? This is why they made Cardi B famous, for example, right? Because through Cardi B, they can start encouraging, motivating, desensitizing people to utter disgusting behavior. So now, when you're someone who says, oh, no, that's not the right way to act, people will attack you, not because you're wrong, but because they love her, so they want to protect her. Right? And then slowly but surely, people start acting like her, dressing like her, talking like her, and they start having her mindset. So these celebrities are used for way more than making music. They are used to change people's behaviors. Change your behavior, change your mindset, change your faith, change. They're used to change things. So the evil hands that be, they know that. Let's create a persona that they love very, very, very much. Once they really, really are locked in with that person, we'll use that person to slowly introduce moral turpitude, moral decay, moral perversion, etc., etc., etc. Hey, she. Exactly. You see this, right? You see? Exactly, because they really like her. Oh, she's so real. She's so relatable. She's so real. This is what they do. That's the Trojan horse. Bring someone they're going to like, that relates them, especially if she's girl power, whatever that means, right? And then slowly, once they're really locked in with that person, use the person to slowly introduce moral decay, moral turpitude, right? Moral abrasion, moral stupidity, moral whatever, right? And before you know it, people start defending it. They start making excuses for it. They become advocates of that, whatever, whatever. And before you know it, they themselves are doing it. Right? So it's what, like, I one time, because I think, like, I got that from Pastor John Jenkins, right? Which is discipleship through assimilation. So these so-called fans ultimately become disciple of that celebrity. And this is why many of these celebrities are false icons, or they're false gods to people, because people will eventually become their disciple. And that's why they're so willing to always part with their money, do all kinds of stuff to support them, because it's a shrine. They worship these people. And worship does go with money. If I worship you, I give you money, right? If you follow Christ, you follow God, you go to church, you pay your tithes, your offering, whatever. But when you start giving money to a thing, right, it's an idol for you, right? It is an idol because you are a disciple. Yeah, but people in the beehive are disciples. Absolutely. They even call her Bezeus, whatever they call her, right? You are a disciple. Extreme fandom is a form of discipleship. You are a disciple. And that's why anybody who says anything, even if it's truthful, you are willing to attack, to hurt, to dox, to kill, all kinds of stuff, because you are worshiping, right? I'll say the same thing about the vast majority of Black women in America, right, who want to vote for Kamala Harris because allegedly she's Black, right? These are also pagan women. A lot of Black women in America are pagans because their skin color and their gender is their religion. It's their religion, right? I'm like, you are a pagan. You are practicing paganism because you worship your skin color and your gender. That's the first thing they recognize about themselves. They will not say, oh, I'm a child of God. I am my mother's daughter. No, I am a Black woman. I am a Black woman, right? So I support Black woman, right? It's like, no. That's why I say, me, Marlene, I don't describe myself as such. I am a child of God, right? Because once you say you're a child of God, based off of that, there is a mindset, there is a culture, there is a paradigm that comes with being a child of God. If I'm a child of God, I have to support what is right and what is righteous. So therefore, if I am sitting here and I hear someone say to me that they are okay with abortion up until the time of birth, the child of God in me, the God in me cannot allow that to be okay. But when you are a pagan, when you practice paganism, and part of paganism is being a cannibal, you're also a cannibal, you're also a ritualist, it doesn't bother you. You're not even shocked, right? Because to you, it is perfectly normal. You know, but no, that never happens. Oh, shut up. If it doesn't happen, if it never happens, then we can then put a limit on it, right? Right? Shut up. Go sit down somewhere. You make no sense, right? So I'm like, it's a religion. Black women, there is such a thing as the Church of the Black Women, where the Black woman is a shrine. And you would not be surprised, because look at Jezebel, whatever. Like, look at I will not be surprised. People worship themselves. And this is why in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, people were forbidden from carving out like statues and things like that. You were forbidden from carving out anything. You couldn't even carve out what you thought God looked like, what you thought angels could look like, because they knew you're going to carve those things in your image. You've never seen God. So why would you even try? Right? So when people are devoid of the fear, first of all, you have to know God before you can even fear God. So let's start there. So when people are devoid of the knowledge of the Most High God, they are also deficient in the fear of the Most High God, because you can't fear what you don't know, right? And you might think, oh, but I go to church. It doesn't matter, because in that church, you're not being trained to know God. You are being trained to vote Democrat. You are being trained to be rebellious. You are being trained at all kinds of foolishness. You're not being trained in the knowledge of God, because if you knew God, there is no way you could vote Democrat. Hello, somebody, right? But no, especially like I would say this, like in America, for example, since we're here, the Black church in America, right, is an abomination. It is a place of rituals. It is a place of paganism because they don't teach God there. They do politics there. They focus on gender, victimization, everything. But what it truly means to worship the Most High God. Right? Even calling yourself a Black church is kind of weird because you should be a church, period. And you should be there for anybody who seeks to know God. There is like, I'm a Black, what is this? What Judgment Day? It's going to be, oh, there's a judgment for Black people, a judgment for white people. Okay? No. We are a church. We help those who want to come to know Christ. It should not be a place for politics. It should not be a place where politicians can come up on the altar and just allowing anybody to take stand on the altar. To me, it's disrespectful because the altar should be the most sacred place in the temple of the house of the Lord. If this church is really a temple for God, if this church is really the home of the Most High God, where the Holy Spirit resides, then everybody should have deference for the altar. No. They come up there, they lie up there, they cheat, they go up there, they beat people up, they go up there, they have affairs, they go up there, they touch children, they go up there, they molest children, they go up there, they sleep with other people's husbands, they go up there, they have no respect for the altar of God. Which lets you know this is not a church. This is not a church. Because in the book of Leviticus, we see how the Levites are instructed into practicing at the altar, into sacrificing at the altar. These people here are knockoffs. They are Temu version people. They are a bunch of frauds. They are frauds. Because we should all have utter deference for the altar of God. The mere fact that people don't even fear, oh, if I lie in church, I could die. Like Ananias and his wife in the Bible, who came before Peter and tried to deceive Peter. And Peter said, it is not to me that you're lying, that you are lying to the Holy Spirit. The husband dropped dead and the wife dropped dead. So the mere fact that people come to church and are not afraid that if I go on the altar and I'm not clean, I haven't asked for forgiveness, I haven't asked for atoned, and I'm going to go walk up there and you're not afraid to die, that just lets me know there's no God in this church. Because where there's truly the Spirit of the Most High God, there also has to be strong reverence for the altar of God. Politicians have no business on the altar of God. Even me, one time, you know William Murphy? Do you know that guy? He claims he's a bishop. Huh? That foolish man. Okay. William Murphy and I, one day, we went at it in the DMs. Oh, I had time for him. I sure did have time for it. Look, Marty, when do you have time for all this? Boo-boo. I stay handling people. People need to be handled, right? Because he had let BB Judy, like her name is Jessica Dupart, right? But then she goes by BB Judy with her big butt, the one who's married to the Brett, right? And she had an event at his church, and she put all her business logo, like all her kaleidoscope, on the actual altar itself. And I'm like, how can you allow this? It is the altar of God. You can't be doing stuff like this. I'm like, do you need money that badly? So I don't know what happened and he decided to DM me. I don't know what happened. Maybe I don't know. But then it went down in the DMs though, because I am not backing down from you. You are insane. The house of God is not a place of commerce. Okay? It is not a place of commerce. We saw Jesus go in the tabernacle, wreck everything upside down because he specifically said, you have turned my Father's house into a house of commerce. Right? If you want to have your event about your business at the church, no problem. Come down, not on the altar. And all your signs and logos should be in the hall or maybe in the parking lot. But it's like no respect for the altar of God. They have no respect. I'm not trying to be funny, you guys. I'm not trying to be funny. But me, Marlene, you might not believe me. You might believe me. But I fear God. I really do. I could not be divorced once, twice, and go up there, but, oh, I'm going to start preaching. Girl, I will fear God. Going to kill me on that stage. You guys, I fear God. I really do fear God. And I think like maybe also, I mean, I definitely do fear God because I was raised to fear God, but I wasn't like always on a straight up and narrow. But I do feel like maybe because I've had angelic experiences. So I fear God even more. Okay. Because once you've seen an angel, or once you have seen angels a few times, yeah, you start to get scared. Like, oh my gosh, this stuff is really real. This is so real. I've told you this the first time. Maybe I've seen it before, I didn't know. But the first time I became aware and I actually saw Archangel Michael, you guys, and I saw into his eyes. I tell you this all the time because it stayed with me. I saw into his eyes, you guys, and it was burning fire. I don't even know how to describe it to y'all. It was burning. Like, imagine like I don't know, a furnace or a volcano. I don't even know how to describe it. I can see it now. Look, I have goosebumps. When I tell you his eyes, like you look into his eyes, it was fire. I said, oh my gosh, I'm about to die today. This is it. This is it. Okay. That was the first time, right? Girl, he just appeared to me. It is a real thing. I saw his face. I looked into his eyes. I am telling you, it was fire. Like I am talking, I don't know. It was just fire. It was just fire in there. I said, oh Jesus, this is it. I'm going to die. This is it. I'm going to die. I am dead. I must be dead. I must be dead. Okay. That was the first time. The second time he came, that was again in New Orleans, right? I was laying on the bed. And it's like he picked me up and he put a sword in my hand. Y'all, I'm not lying to you. Believe me, don't believe me. I told you what I told you. It is real. It is from that moment I became aware that he walked with me. I really did. Because there's a lot of stuff I didn't try. There's a lot of stuff I was not. Kevin, it was a sword. The sword was long, Kevin. It's like the entire, it's like it was the entire length, like the height of the sword. It's like the entire height of the room. And I was holding it. Like I was holding the sword like this. I said, oh my God, I'm about to die. I'm about to die again. I'm about to die. I'm really about to die. I've had angelic experiences. I've had them before when I was younger, but I was whatever, being ratchet, right? Like, I'm being really serious. I am being, and maybe that's why I speak the way that I speak, because I don't know. I'm just like, sometimes I can really go like into fearless mode. I don't care. I really do not care. You understand? But I became aware that Archangel Michael walks with me, because like things will happen and like I will just see Michael here. Child, it's a lot. But I was like, yo, like he really is my guardian angel. It is not a joke. It is not a joke. And I'm like, when you start meeting angelic beings, you start to realize God is real. Like you really have to fear God. He is real, for real, for real. And it's not a joke. These angels are real, and so are devils. Demons are also very real. It's not a joke. It's really, really not a joke. Okay, yeah, because it helps me to hide my stuff, right? It's really not a joke. You understand? And that's how I know. A lot of them people who call themselves pastors and this and that, they don't really know God. They have not had a real experience with God. Because whatever happened to Paul on his way to Damascus, it was real. Because when you truly know God, you will run away from evil. When you truly know God, you're even afraid to lie to people. I want to die. Because, the people, even for me, I could easily sit here and pander to people and say things that people want to hear, right? But I'm not going to. Because when you also know God, you know that at any moment you could die. You know that I could just sit right here and be like, blue, and just be gone. Y'all, life, this thing right here, right? You know that at any moment, God can call you back. So God forbid, you just lie to a person, and then 5 minutes later, you're dead. Hold up, wait a minute. Then you show up before God, and like, why are you here? What were you doing 5 minutes before you got here? Oh, I was lying to people for money. I was deceiving people for money. I was bamboozling people for money. You know what I'm saying? And the way, I'm telling y'all, I'm being so serious, you guys. The way you recognize a true believer is somebody who fears dying while committing sin. Right? When you're a believer, you're not afraid to die, because dying is part, like you have a birth date, you'll have a death date. Like these two things are guaranteed, right? If you're born, you're definitely gonna have a day where you leave this place. So that's not a problem. But the problem is, how am I going to die? Because you understand, dying is for real. But the thing is, God can call me back at any moment. So what do I look like thinking that, I can afford to lie to these people, make the money, enjoy the money, and then get on my knees and ask for forgiveness? You might never get to that. you might never get to that. You could lie to people today, bamboozle people, and then 2 minutes later you sit down, you're dead. Right? You can lie to people, get money out of people, and just when you think you're about to enjoy the money, boom, you're dead. Because no person knows the date and the time of his or her death. And that alone should make you fear God. No, it's a real thing though, because you know God. And that the fact that you even had these thoughts, right, lets you know God. You know who God is. Because there are people who don't even think like that because they have no idea who God is. But when you start to think like that, it shows that you have God on the inside of you. You might be lacking the confidence to be who you're supposed to be. You're like, leave the church alone. But they're not afraid. Not afraid. Because you say to yourself, like when you have a vow with God to say, okay, I'm going to marry this woman. I'm going to marry this young lady. I'm going to take 19, 20 years out of her life. You're not scared. You don't know God. Because you understand that not even, it's true, you might have asked her hand to her physical, her earthly father. But most importantly, by marrying this young woman, you also ask her hand before God. And God said, okay, marry my daughter. It's 19 years. You take out of this young woman, knowing that God is her father. You're a fool. You're not afraid. And that's how you recognize foolish people. They're not afraid of dying for foolish things. They're not afraid. And there are many ways of dying. You can die physically, you can die spiritually, you can die financially. These people have no respect for no matter the form of the death it is. They don't care. Right? Not afraid. And you know what you're doing. You say, oh, I'm still going to do it. And I'm still going to go to church and pretend to be connected with God. So you stand up there and you want to deceive people that you have intimacy with God. You're a joke. Because no man can have intimacy with the Most High God and go pick Shaunie O'Neal as a wife, especially for her to be the first lady. First lady of what? Of who? Right? You understand? And another thing is also, when you truly know God, when you are fulfilled in God and you understand that God makes no mistakes, you cannot envy another man's wife. She is not your wife. That's his wife. Learn to love your wife. Learn to be proud of your wife. Learn to enjoy sleeping with your wife. And that's exactly what Prophet Nathan told David when he killed Uriah. That was somebody else's wife, David. She was not your wife. But you had to have somebody else's wife when you already have your own wife. Make it make sense. Because you don't fear God. Because you don't fear God. You don't fear God. And what honest, let's be so for real. What honest Christian can really believe that even if people are divorced in the eyes of the court of men, they are truly divorced in the eyes of God? Make it make sense. Exactly, Kevin. She's not your wife. And when you look at Keon, you can tell that the life that Shaquille O'Neal had, being a basketball player in college, playing pro, making all kinds of money, that's the life he's always wanted. So by marrying someone like Shaunie, it allows him to feel as though there's something Shaq had that I'm now having as well. You have a coveted heart. Right? Even like now, the way, because right now he's preaching at Pastor Joel Osteen's church, right? And you can tell he covets what Pastor Joel Osteen has. He has a coveting heart. That's an envy. He's an envious person. Like, ooh, like when we went in there and he was saying something. I'm like, well, what? What is he talking about? It's not just Shaq. It's even Pastor Joel Osteen. I forgot which one it was. Oh, yeah, when he went on the Dear Wifey podcast. The stuff he was saying on there about that man's church, I'm like, what the heck? Because why would you say I got to have $4 million in 21 days? Why? Why? Because you want what somebody else has had. Because if you're happy with what you have, you say, God, hey, y'all, whatever's on your heart, if you want to help us, please do. And we'll make it happen. Because does a building make a church? Does the size of a building make it a church? Do the anemones of the church make it a church? Or make it even more sanctified? Make it make sense. Jesus preached outside, but somehow y'all want these mega churches that look like 5-star hotels. For what purpose? It's for your ego. It's nothing more than your ego. But you see, Pastor Joel Osteen, he is married to Victoria. Not about to divorce Victoria. He's not about to leave Victoria and her big diamonds. See, he stayed with his wife because that's his wife. You got one day, you got this rib. The next day, you got another rib. Then this rib. How many ribs is you going to have out there? Okay? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So, I mean, I don't engage with these types of people. If that's what it takes to get a miracle, I'd rather live a life that's miracle-less. I'd rather have a life of obedience than where I'm going from church to church looking for celebrity pastors because I think they got the keys to the miracles. I don't need no miracles. I need conviction. Okay? Conviction. You understand? Because you know what? I was really asking, I forgot, like it was like years ago though. I was really asking myself, why does God allow the miracles of the Bible to happen today? But then I was like, you know what though? If it requires miracles for people to believe, they're not believers. If you need to see bread fall out the heavens, if you need to see a man walk on water, you're not really trying to believe. You want the miracles. You don't want God. Right? Because if Jesus did it once, it's once enough. It's good. We're good. Right? People want the miracle, the miracle, the miracle. They don't want God. They want the miracle. Right? And that's why they chase behind the person and they don't chase behind God. Because they're not looking to submit. They're not looking to change. They're not looking to have accountability. They're not looking to become better, become nicer, become sweeter, become more patient, become more wise. No, they want the money. They want the miracles. Exactly. Because miracles is always given. What can I do without working? If I pray a little bit, if I run across the church a little bit, if I give a little bit of tithes, I'm going to have way more than what I gave. Right? Miracles. And it's usually lazy people who chase miracles. Right? Lazy people will chase miracle. People who love God and understand, like, you know what? Just by giving me life, God has done more than enough. Every day I wake up, I'm healthy, I can get to work. I don't need a miracle. I just need to be consistent. So you say to yourself, God, just give me good health. Give me good health. Give me good sense. Keep my intelligence. Keep my family safe. Protect me from evil. The rest, I'm good. Because I know if you work hard and you do a beautiful job, you will be successful. I don't need miracles. Oh, a miracle husband. How about you learn to treat people? Right? You have so many people who pray, I want a husband. I want to be married. Do you even know how to be nice to people? No. Okay. Do you know how to communicate? No. Okay. Do you know how to take feedback? No. Okay. Do you know how to take care of yourself? No. Do you know how to save money? No. Okay. And this is why, a lot of people know. A lot. I will say a lot. Because if it's over 10 people, if it's over 20 people, it makes it a lot. All right? A lot of people know. Marlene has powerful prayers. I sure do. I really do. God listen to me. My angels listen to me. When I pray, they hear me. Okay? They sure do hear me. And so, Marlene, pray for me. Marlene, pray for me. I'm like, no. You're not worth a prayer. I'm not wasting my prayers on you. Amen. I am not commissioning my angels to waste their time on you. Okay? You don't need prayers. You need to work. Okay? Morning, pray for me. Pray for me. I will not pray for you. There is nothing to pray for. What you need to have is a resolute mind. Make up your mind and get to work. There's nothing to pray for. Are you sick? Do you have cancer? Is a baby in distress somewhere? Okay. No and no and no. There you go. You want prayers because you think you need a miracle because you don't want to work. You are lazy. Get out of my DMs. Get out of my text messages. Okay? I don't waste my prayers on foolishness. Another person said to me, oh, Marlene, I'm starting a business. Pray for me. I said, there's no need to pray. Do you have a business plan? Okay. Do you have your financial sheets in order? Okay. If you don't have a business plan, go work on that. If you don't have your finances in order, go work on that. If you don't have a budget, go work on that. I'm like, people think prayer is like spells. Like, oh, let's go to God because God is like a genie in a bottle and he needs to be casting spells on people. No, no, and no, and no, and no. Exactly. Exactly. People are dying because also people don't respect what a prayer is. People think a prayer is about me telling God what I want. I don't do stuff like that. I don't engage in foolishness. God is busy. He is very busy. Okay? There's 5 billion people and there's a lot of children. And all these babies out here are suffering every day, especially in America. 300,000 babies are aborted. God is busy. He is busy. He is confused. Why all these babies come back to me? What happened? Okay? So if we go prayer, it's not about, you don't pray to say, I want this, I want that. Get you a book on Amazon. Go watch you a podcast. Okay? Find the information. Learn to fish. Okay? You have everything you need to be successful. Put it to work. All right? I don't know where people think that being a Christian means you don't work, you don't try, you don't fail. You try, you work, you fail, you cry just like anybody else. You're not a special victims group because you're a Christian. You're still a human being. You have to experience what being a human is. Get to work. Fear no failure. If you fail, you get back up, you try again. You fail, you get back up, you try again. You're going to get better because of it. Right? Seek instruction from friends, family, all kinds of people. You have what you need to be successful. Exactly. Prayer. Oh, I don't pray. I'm tired of praise. I'm not praying for this. Okay? If you have fears about the business, it's letting you know that you have more work to do. That's it. That's that. Oh, I'm not going to do the work. I'm just going to pray. It's going to make it okay. You see this? Laziness. I don't have time for this. I do have time for this. I don't have time for this. Okay? I don't have time for this. Right? And this is what most people want to hear. Oh, we'll pray and we'll have this. And that's why it's easy for a lot of people to bamboozle people through church influencing. I mean, you name it, right? Because people want shortcuts. People want to know how can I do the least amount of work and reap the most amount of benefit, the most amount of money, the most amount of love, the most amount of this. You're asking for a scam. I don't have it for you. Right? And sometimes, whether it's politicians, it's influencers, it's clergy, right? And I see people become deviant. I'm like, yeah, you're wrong for being a deviant, but I can see why you became a deviant. Because people will push you to become a deviant in order to support you. And you have to resist the urge of giving them what they want. Let these fools go. It's not worth your salvation. Having support from people is not worth your salvation. Being able to live with yourself is not worth your salvation. Nothing about these people, nothing about the world, the support of the world, the applause of the world is worth your salvation. Because they'll say, yeah, do it. And then one day they'll be like, I changed my mind. Now I think you're an evil person. Right? A lot of people encourage Diddy in his foolishness. A lot of people encourage R. Kelly in his foolishness. And then one day, like, you know what? I think you're a bad person. Go to jail. Right? Because the same people who cheer you on to not have integrity, one day they'll wake up and be like, you know what? I don't like you no more. So remember all the days you were doing this, and that? Now I want to hold that against you. But the whole time they were clapping for you, they were cheering you on, they were egging you on, they were supporting you, buying your music when they knew what you were about. Right? I'm like, sometimes when I see the R. Kellys of the world, the Diddy's, I'm like, yeah, we all have a part to play in their demise too. Yeah, they're responsible, but we're also responsible because we know that these people are addicted to fame. They're addicted to public validation. They're addicted to having support from the community. And so when they were misbehaving, nobody said, you know, you need to stop. Right? We encourage people to become train wrecks. We encourage people to become addicts. Like a lot of people love it when their favorite rapper talks about drugs and this and that, right? But it's like, do you even care about the human being? And I can see why most of the time, when it comes to entertainers or rappers, for example, they don't even use their real name, right? So when you don't use your real name, people are not really connecting to you, with you as a human being. They are connecting with the persona. And they're not even aware that what they're requiring of you is truly toxic. Because you're also a human being. If you say Travis Scott versus James, right? Travis Scott is the entertainer, James is the person. And many times these fans, these people don't care for who you truly are, what you love, They want you to be a persona and to satisfy their needs. And then 5 years from now, they're like, you know what? I've outgrown this. I've changed. I think I'm so much better. And they're going to be so morally righteous. They're going to spin the block and ask for you to get arrested. That's why I say your honesty, your integrity will cost you a whole lot. But you have to be willing. You have to be willing to pay the price for that. You have to be willing. You know, it might not always be fun. You might not always be popular. And honestly, do you even really want to be popular? Let's be honest. Do you truly, truly want to be popular? Because to be popular, you have to hold popular beliefs. And the majority of popular beliefs are pagan beliefs, right? They are beliefs that go completely against the will of God. So how can I ask to be loved by the world and at the same time think that I can continue to have my relationship with God? You can't have both. You cannot. You can't, because these are two different gods and they require different things. You are only one person. Yeah, they didn't care. They did not care. They didn't care. Right? But I'm like, I've always thought about that. I'm like, yo, if you want to be popular, you're going to have to hold popular beliefs. Most popular beliefs are abominable. Most popular beliefs are unconscionable. Like they're reckless. Like nobody in good conscience could ever recommend that to anybody. You know what I'm saying? How could I ever? Most female rappers agree to promote alcoholism, right? Addiction, promiscuity, abortion, all kinds of foolishness in exchange for money. And they are perfectly okay with that because they don't care. Just like the artist does not care about the audience, and the audience does not care about the artist. But they pretend to be in the relationship though. But it's like everybody over here is just lying to each other, right? Because if I care about my audience, I'm like, yo, this kind of music I'm making, if she listens to me, what is she going to do? Right? If I truly care about my audience, if I care about the girls who are listening to me, who support me, and stuff, I don't want you to go wasted. I don't want you to get drunk and get so wasted. Come on, God forbid. What if something happens? What if you drive drunk? What if you get assaulted? What if you get kidnapped? Right? I cannot, in good conscience, make this kind of music. I can't even promote this on my social media. I never will, never would. I'm never doing that. Because alcohol is a drug. It can make you black out. You can pass out and not even remember what happened to you. People can kidnap you, throw you away, pick you up, throw you up. And for the rest, you'll wake up the next day like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? Who put me in bed? How did I get my pajamas? Don't even know what's happening. Because that's how dangerous alcohol is, right? In moderation is cute. But what these rappers are promoting to these young women is not moderation. It's excessive. It's excessive, right? Promiscuity. Everything they promote is in excess. Excess of this, excess of that, excess of, I'm like, me, I cannot do this. You know, like I was even thinking about like doing like videos with like skincare or whatever. But I'm like, oh my gosh, do I want to promote consumerism to people? You know? Because you can't just think about what you stand to gain. You got to think about other people too. What if I promote something and it brings harm to a person? What if I make videos and then you're constantly encouraging people to keep buying and buying? I'm like, I don't want to do that. It's excessive. You know what I mean? I don't want to teach people that, oh, you're not good enough unless you have this or you have that. Like that's a lot. That really is. I mean, like, yeah, some things are cute, whatever, but all the time, every day. That's why I cannot stand those restock videos on TikTok. Completely useless. I'm like, all the sugar for what? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be mindful. But a lot of people are not mindful. Because like to be an influencer, you don't have to go to school. You don't have to take like an ethics exam. You don't have to like follow the rules of a board. Like they can remove your license. Oh, you can no longer be an influencer, right? So a lot of people never think about, what do I owe the people who listen to me? What do I owe these people? Am I actually promoting something healthy to these people? Or am I just sitting here glamorizing life, glamorizing consumerism, glamorizing being excessive, glamorizing not having a budget? Like, you know, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Just wasting money. It is chips, it is drinks, sodas, alcohol, candy. I'm like, what in the world? Where is the actual food? Like the food, like the produce, like where's the actual food? And when you cook, like when you have leftovers, where do you put it in your fridge? Like, what is going on? You know, I'm like, what is going on? What is truly going on? Right? But I'm like, you think you left high school behind, but it's like, to me, I'm like, adults, like life, whatever, it's an even bigger high school. A lot of people never left high school because even in their adult life, they're living as if they're still in high school. I gotta be cool. I gotta be cool. I gotta be with the cool kids. It's like, no, you're grown now. You are free. Live your best life. Live a life that is right for you. Live a life that's right for you. Live a life that is safe. Protect yourself. Be mindful. Be very picky of who you allow in your life. Be very, very picky who you allow to also influence you. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. You know what I'm saying? You might think, oh, these girls are good, whatever. No, a lot of these girls will have you killed. A lot of these girls also might be trying to sleep with you. Some people are just weird nowadays. Weird, aggressive, perverted, all kinds of weird stuff, right? It's like you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Your life does not have to be exciting 24/7. It's not a movie. It is a human life. Some days are boring. It's okay. You don't need excitement all day, every day. Live your regular life. Like, be a regular person. Do not stress yourself out. Do not stress yourself out. Because I'm like, to me, I'm like, this is just like, it's just madness to me. And it really, it makes me sad. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should make content to try to encourage a lot of young girls to not be consumed by the devil of this world. Like, you know, because it's like a gaping hole that's just out here just trying to swallow young people, you know? And I really do I feel bad for so many young girls because they are being so misled because they trust the sisterhood. What sisterhood? These clowns, they're a bunch of clowns. Okay? The sisterhood. Oh, but this is what these girls are doing. Man, F these girls. Most of them are dumb. Most of these girls are stupid. Ask to see their GPA. I think sometimes before you take advice from somebody, you need to go, okay, what was your GPA like? Let me know what your GPA was like, okay? Because there's a lot of stupid people with amplified voices on the internet. And they say bunch of foolishness. And there's nobody to rebut what they're saying. So it goes unchecked and it stays in the ether. Like, no, you're saying stupid stuff. You're hurting these young women. You are hurting them. Oh, get on a dating app. Meet random people. Get flued out. One thing, one. And they only talk about the times that go good. Talk about the times that go bad. Talk about the young girls who take your advice and end up dead somewhere. Talk about that part to show the good and the bad. You have to. Because everything is not always good. Everything is not always good. Yes, that's right. I'm like, it's insane to me. Like you have to be mindful. There are young people. You have young girls who don't have mothers. You have young girls who don't have a healthy relationship with their mothers. And you also have young girls who have stupid moms. Just because somebody is a mother does not mean that she's good at giving advice. A lot of moms are stupid. Okay? Sad but true. Right? So when you're sitting there, you don't know where she's coming from. Like, you have no idea where this young lady is coming from. Like, does she, like, I can say stupid stuff, whatever, but does she have people in her life to kind of counterbalance my stupid stuff? No, because you'll have a young lady, her mom is stupid, then she get on social media and she encounters more stupid people. So she thinks this is perfectly normal behavior because there's nobody else to counterbalance the foolishness, right? So it's like, you got to think about this. You have young girls that don't have moms. They've never had a mom. So when they look up to you, you have a duty to these young girls to not do any harm to these young girls. They might not want to hear it because they're young. They want to turn up. Of course, they're stupid. That's why they're young. Okay? But it's like your job is to think about not what she wants, but what she needs. Because she's a human being. And she has a soul. And I feel like maybe because like everything is so digital and it's across a computer or it's across a phone, right? That when you're an influencer sometimes, you don't even realize, or you kind of forget, or whatever, you don't realize, you fail to realize, or you forget that these people are human beings. They have a soul. They have a soul. They have a spirit. These are actual human beings that you're talking to. These are actual human beings that you're giving advice to. And so if they listen to your advice, you need to make sure that your advice is the advice that's not going to bring harm to these young people. You know, because a lot of mistakes are costly. They can cost you a lot of money to fix. They can cost you years to fix. And some of these mistakes can also cost you your life. So when you sit on the internet to talk to people, you need to make sure that what you're saying to people is not harmful to people. And I do feel like in the future, we're going to see more and more influencers get sued. I think it's going to come. I think eventually we're going to get to a season where lawsuits are being brought against influencers for the kind of advice they're giving to people that is causing harm to people, because people need to be held accountable. People need to be held accountable. If a young lady consumes your content, then she ends up on a dating app, meets a man that kind of fits what you recommend she be dating, and then she ends up dead, and then her people get her cell phone, and you were the last person she was watching on the internet, they need to also sue you in civil court. Punitive damages. People need to be sued. Because once you start suing a few influencers, the rest of them, they're going to take heed. Like, oh, I got to be mindful what I say to people. I have to be mindful what I recommend to people. Because these are actual human beings that you're giving advice to. Hey, T, these are actual human beings that you're giving advice to. And when you give advice to people, you have to be mindful. The advice I'm giving, would I do it myself? Some of y'all probably say yes, but that's kind of scary, right? But did I consider the downside of the advice I'm giving to people? Because God forbid something happens to that young lady. God forbid she listens to my content and then she does exactly what I say, and then something bad happens to this young lady. That's a human being. You know, and I think like by design, I think by design, it is very normal for young ladies, for women, period, to seek community and things like that, right? Because that's what girls do, right? But I do feel like that natural inclination, that natural desire, that natural longing that girls have for sisterhood with other girls has been corrupted. It has absolutely been corrupted. And instead of being used to help a young woman to flourish, right? To flourish at her best, you know, to have harmony with herself and her outside environment, I think like it's being used to drive them insane, make them crazy, make them angry, cause hormonal disruptions, get them to ruin their lives, ruin their money, ruin their credit. Like, something that was meant to use sisterhood to elevate someone to become a better version, a happier version, a holier version, a calmer version, a more logical, rational, intelligent version. I think that has been absolutely corrupted. Yeah. But I mean, for men too, corrupted. Right? Because for men to say the only way we're going to receive you is if you sing about killing other men, something is off. Something is off. The only way we're going to receive you is if you manage to impregnate a bunch of people and not get married. Something is off. And this is why sometimes, like not sometimes, but many times, right, in this longing for brotherhood or sisterhood, you got to be very careful what you're longing for. You got to be very careful whose validation you want. Because some people, their validation is just way too expensive. And you can't afford it. If you have to become a killer, an impregnator, a shooter, a robber, a thief, to be praised by a certain demographic of men, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. It's better to walk alone. Okay? It's better to walk alone. It's better to be by yourself and to love yourself. Okay? If as a young woman, you have to become crazy, unhinged, irrational, irate, frustrated, angry, promiscuous, whatever, to be accepted by a certain group of women, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because would you even go above and beyond like that to be accepted by God? Probably not. So why do these people matter so much to you? I told this other girl, I'm like, to me, I'm like, the way you're so like you're so desperate for external validation, right? Because she's very desperate. Like, I don't know. To me, it's pathetic. It's sad. It's pathetic. It's sad. It's weak to me. It's a weakness. I don't like weak-minded. I don't like weak-minded people, But I'm like, the way you're always so desperate, like you're fiending. Hey, Lacey, you're fiending. You're desperate. You're almost like begging for these Black girls to accept you, girl. It's like weird, right? Why do they matter so much to you? Like, I don't get it. If you're married, if you have a happy marriage, you have your kids, you have a child, whatever, you have your family, right? Why do you need the mainstream Black sisterhood to know who you are, to cheer for you, to support you? Like, for what? For what? It's like you have what truly matters, but you want to go for the most futile of it all. Like, how does this serve you? How does it serve you? Like, sometimes I wish a lot of people would ask themselves, like, let's say you were to get what you want. Let's say you were to get this sisterhood or this brotherhood from them people, right? How exactly does it serve you? How does it serve you? Because I'm sure if you had to sit down and do a table between what do I stand to gain, okay? What do I stand to gain versus what am I losing? You would see that you're losing way more than you're gaining. Because the majority of them, I'm going to talk about women, for example, right? Even men too, but the majority of them that you want their approval so badly, many of them will never like you. They're going to be fake friends with you. They're going to talk about you behind your back. They're going to make fun of you behind your back. They will never like you. If y'all went to a party and you were stranded somewhere, they would get in their car and drive home and leave you there. Like, they don't care for you. They don't care for you. So why are you losing your mind, telling yourself, "Oh, I need them. I need those girls. I need the sisterhood." No, you don't need the sisterhood. Okay, what you need is to have, I would say, like, maybe like, I don't know, a healthy family. I don't know. Right? But what you need is you need your relationship with God. Because once you know God, once you're closer to God, it becomes easier to love yourself. It becomes easier to accept your life. It becomes easier to be okay with what you have and what you don't have. But I know I got to go attract broken people. That's really what it is. I got to go attract broken people and bring broken glass, broken clocks, broken whatever into my life. For what? For what? And it always ends in a fight. It never ends well. It always ends in a fight. Leave these people alone. You can like a thing, like you can appreciate things, certain things, without actually wanting to bring those things home. You ever heard of window shopping? Okay. I can like something in the window. Oh, that's really, really pretty. I don't have to bring it home. I was able to see it. I think it's really cute. But you know what? I don't want that in my house. Right? No, I don't want that in my house. You can look at something. So, oh, that's kind of cute. I like that. Ba-bum, ba-bum. That's it. That's that. I don't want that in my house. I don't want that in my house. Why would you want that in your house? How does it benefit you? It's going to be problems on top of problems, on top of problems, on top of problems. Birthday parties on top of birthday parties. Spending money on top of spending money. Girl, these people are exhausting. They are draining. Quality over quantity. Right? Learn to love yourself. Learn to love the few people you have in your life, and learn to be grateful for the few people you have in your life that you can actually rely on, that actually do love you, that will actually hold your secrets, that will actually really counsel you and mentor you and pray for you from an honest place. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a multitude. You don't need a bunch of noise. Just need a few real ones and you're good. And sometimes even your real ones, you're not going to talk to them every day because people get busy, right? But what's understood don't have to be explained. If they're needed, they'll show up. But even they don't have to talk to you every day, and you don't have to talk to them every day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, the sisterhood can be very, very expensive. It can be so expensive. It can be so detrimental. And I do feel like when it comes to sisterhood, you always have to be unhinged, like upset, angry, frustrated, broken. It's like they're just attracted to negativity. And I'm like, that to me, that's not healthy. They always deal in the extremes. Everything is always the most extreme example. Extreme. They're always dealing in the extreme because the majority of them are hysterical. You are hysterical. You are paranoid. You need help. You need mental help. Like, it's not possible for a person to have this much rage 24/7 every single day of the year. You know what I'm saying? To me, honestly, I'm telling you, this sisterhood business, it's a cult. I've said it. It's a religion. It is a cult. It's a pagan religion. It's paganism. It's cultish. It is a cult. So when you say anything, they will lambast you because these are the terms of getting. And that's why I would say, like, when you build your audience also on social media, you must be very, very careful. Okay? You must be very, very careful on how you build your audience. If you build your audience based on your gender, be careful. Because eventually one day it's going to be a liability. If you build your audience off of the color of your skin, be very careful because one day it's also going to be a liability. If you build your audience based on your weight and your strong rebellion to never lose any weight, be very careful because then you can't lose weight. All right? So, like, ultimately, when you build your platform based on victimhood, be very careful. Because when you agree to be a victim and to be the voice of the victims, you are never allowed to talk about healing. You cannot talk about, okay, how do we go from being victims to being victors, right? You cannot. You cannot. Because you got to be very, very careful because you have to be very mindful how you build your audience. And I encourage anybody who wants to be on social media, you know what I'm saying? You might want to build an intelligent audience than to build your audience of gender, skin color, being overweight, I hate men, all that foolishness. Because once you do that, you have to be that way forever. If you build an audience teaching women to hate men, you will never be able to say, oh, you know what? I met a guy, he was actually nice. They will come for you, okay? Because the reason why they agree to follow you, because they want you to keep reminding them, man is bad, man is bad, man is bad, right? If you build your audience on being obese, body positivity, you have to understand they subscribe to you for you to encourage them in not losing weight. They wanted you to justify why it's racist to get on a scale, why BMI is racist, why there's nothing you can do about your weight. It is what it is, right? So the day you realize, like, you know what, I don't want to die. I don't want to be 600 pounds. I don't want to vomit or like have stomach cramps. I want to be able to go outside. Girl, they're going to come for you because these people are deranged. Okay? If you build your platform on, oh, I'm a woman and I stand up for women, no matter what, you always have to take the side of a woman. Even if she's undeniably in the wrong, you're going to have to take her side. You can never say, oh, but you know, I can see how. No. You're not allowed to see nothing here. Okay? You're not allowed to be balanced. You have to be radical. Okay? So it might take longer to build an intelligent audience, but I'm like, grow strong in your faith. Okay? And do not be discouraged, because if you don't, and you know, I gotta grow my page. Okay, I'm here for the fat girls. I'm here for the promiscuous girls. I'm here for the girl. You are never allowed to grow. You will never be allowed to change. You will never be allowed to evolve. You will never be allowed to say, oh, you know what? I can see both sides. I can see why. Nope. They ain't trying to hear all that. And they will get violent. They will get seriously violent, right? And you see, Lizzo had to disappear to go lose the weight because she knows if she starts doing weight loss vlogs or whatever, they're going to come for her. And the day she finally makes her big reveal, I don't think she's done yet, right? The day Lizzo finally makes her big reveal, when she gets to the body size that she wants to get to, they will light her page up. She already knows. But I always felt like with Lizzo, it was always a scheme that Todd set up. I always felt like Lizzo, she knew what she was doing when she was using her weight to start conversation, to divide people, whatever. I was like, this girl, she going to use that to get famous. She going to make a whole lot of money. And once she makes the money, she going to lose the weight and be who she really wants to be. Okay? Lizzo is an artist who used rage bait to become famous. Right? I was like, this girl, she is full of it. Because nobody who's overweight actually enjoys being overweight. Right? But she wanted to be famous. So she realized, hold on. So she realized that with rage baiting, right? With rage baiting, she could grow her name out there. It's cheaper than spending money on marketing, right? Because when people talk about you, good or bad, it's publicity. So she used a lot of rage baiting, right? To get to where, like, to get her name out there. Because Liz will be the type to come out in a bikini and then say, oh, don't talk about my body. Knowing dang well she wants you to talk about her body, right? She'll come out here with her butt cheeks out and they say, I don't know why I'm being sexualized, right? Like, what are you doing? Foolishness, right? Desperate for attention, thirsty for attention, starving for attention, like quite literally, okay? But she knew what she was doing. Butt cheeks out, bikini, all kinds of stuff, right? Because she wanted people to talk about her body. And then she'll be like, oh my gosh, why are they talking about my body, girl? Because you put your body in people's faces. Right? Billie Eilish, she doesn't want people to talk about her body. So Billie Eilish is very covered. So you can't wear extremely revealing clothing put it on the internet, sit there and talk about, oh, I don't know what, but the body, while you're sitting there in your bikini, and then be mad or pretend to be mad that people are talking about your body. You want people to talk about your body because you want a trend, and it worked. But I've always felt like Lizzo was going to make the money and she going to dip out and lose the weight. Because the kind of man she's attracted to, right? They don't like big women. Right? She has a particular type of white boy that she's attracted to. And I'm like, them type of white boys, they don't like girls your size. Like Lizzo has a pretty face, but the body, like, they don't like girls that size. Exactly. She took advantage. She's a scammer. She took advantage. And now that she has the Grammy she wanted, the fame she wanted, right? And the money that she wanted, now she's losing the weight because she never wanted to be fat. Nobody wants to be fat, especially if you have the money, you have the funds, the resources. You don't want to be fat. You want to be small. Right? So I always knew she was going through the whole switcheroo thing. I expected that from her. And she did just that. And I promise you, she's not done yet. She's going to try to lose a whole lot of weight. And then when she's done losing the weight, she'll go get that surgery to have the skin cut off. Meanwhile, there are people out here that she encouraged to grow. Oh, get bigger, get bigger, get bigger. And those people don't have the resources to get a personal trainer, to get a chef, to get the surgery, whatever, right? They don't have the money, but they listen to her. Right? And she knew what she was promoting was harmful, but she promoted it anyways because she was only thinking about herself. And that's why it's so weird when people think that these celebrities, oh, that's my friend, or I love her. Like, girl, she's not your friend, girl. She's thinking about herself. And they do the same thing with Kamala Harris. Like, they think, oh, she's my friend. I stay with her. Like, you think this lady cares about you? Like, seriously? She does not. She never has, never will. And you think if she was to even get into the White House, she would think about you? No, she would not. She simply needs y'all to vote for her to make her dreams come true. But what is that doing for you, though? Absolutely nothing. Adele also. Adele lost the weight. Now she's engaged. Oh, I'm taking time out of music. What's it called? Out of music to go focus on her relationship. Switcheroo. A big old switcheroo. People will do whatever it takes to make their money. They'll lie to people. They'll tell you to keep eating food. They'll tell you this and that. They'll tell you whatever it is you want to hear. Even though deep down, they know it's harmful. Right? I just think that some people, I think some women just want to have the ability to call a biracial woman a sister. You know? Because a lot of people self-hate. Exactly. I think even one time Joe Budden, who I don't know who was it, no, Tyrese said it, right? That y'all listen to these songs for these ladies and y'all truly think that the stuff they sing about, oh, you know, man, I hate my man. You think these girls are actually living that life? Like, go sit down somewhere. Okay? Go sit down somewhere. Yeah. That's it. She lost weight, got herself a man, got engaged. She's like, okay, I'm done with music. Gotta go. You know? People will say and do whatever it takes for them to make money. You know, and it happens every single time. And I'm like, when you look at people, it's like people also have a gift for always making the wrong people famous. You know, because the majority of people are not good judge of character. The majority of people are not good judge of character. Like, you're not a good judge of character. Like, you are absolutely not a good judge of character. The majority of people are not good judge of character. So they always make the wrong people famous. Because the first thing they think about is flattery. How does this person make me feel? Is this person helping to validate my delusion? Okay. Is this person telling me, yeah, it's not me, it's anybody else to blame, right? So because people want flattery, people always end up picking the wrong person because you want flattery and not honesty, right? And ultimately, you're asking to be disrespected. Because when you constantly need flattery, 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 you want people to tell you things that even you know are not real, but you just want to hear it. Like, girl, you're crazy. Okay? You are crazy. You are truly crazy. Where there is respect, there needs to be honesty. If I respect you, you respect me. We need to be truthful with each other, right? Like we have to speak the truth. Like, it baffles me how much people want to be lied to. People really want liars. And oh no, no, people do. People want to hear things that are not real. People want to hear about things that are completely impossible. People just want to be sold pipe dreams all the time. And it's like, you are insane. You are truly, truly insane. You know, this morning I woke up and Lacey sent me this video. I was going to do a video later. I'll come back and do another video. This is like a separate, I don't want to mix it. So I could be on topic with this one. But Lacey sent me a video earlier, and it was like this black guy was shaming these white women. Like, oh, what's it called? Because it started off like, oh, women are voting for Trump. And he was like, no, let's be specific. It's white women voting for Trump. And he was just going on and on, right? And so you read the comments, and these white women are in there like, no, I'm a white woman and I'm voting for her. I'm a white woman and I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I'm a white woman and I stand with the black community. I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I'm like, girl, shut up. I'm like, you goofy white women need to be stopped. Okay? I'm like, this one girl, I had to leave her a comment. I'm like, so you think because you vote for Kamala Harris that you are helping the black community? So you think voting for a person, let's even assume she's black, which she's not, right? But let's assume Kamala Harris is a black woman. Okay, sure. So because you vote for a black woman to go to become president, therefore you're helping black people? Are you dumb? See, that's what you should be. That's what you should get roasted for. Not because you're a white woman, but because you are a stupid white woman. You are an idiotic white woman. So you think voting for one black person puts you in a position to say that you are supporting black people? If you support black people, you should vote for someone that can actually fix the economy, that can actually create jobs, that can actually give money to HBCUs, that can actually give more funding for black education, things like that, right? I'm thinking if I'm a white person and I want to be an ally to black people and the success of black people, I'm going to vote for someone that has policies that will help black people to be more financially independent. No. You want to help black people, but you're going to go vote for Kamala Harris, who believes in abortion up until the time of birth, when the majority of aborted babies are black babies. Please explain that to me. But that's going to be another video, though. Okay? I'm like, make it make sense, right? What are Kamala Harris's policies that you can say, oh, you know what? As a white woman, okay? No, they're really slow. I'm like, what policy from Kamala Harris have you read that you can say, hey, you know what? As a white woman, have to read these policies. I'm like, yo, these policies be so amazing for the black community. That's why I'm voting for you. For the policies that you plan to implement for the elevation of black people. But imagine that. There's 46 million black people in America. You think voting for one alleged black person makes you an ally of black people? I'm like, what is wrong with these goofy white women? And what I cannot stand from them is to just allow people to talk to them any kind of way because they're white. I'm like, girl, you are insane. People going to shame you for your vote? Like, no, I can vote for who I want to vote for. I'm an American. Like, what the heck? Go sit down somewhere. Yes, that part, Lonnie. I'm like, it is so weird because they were all sitting there crying for that man who got the death penalty recently. Oh my gosh, it's all Trump's fault. I know it's his fault. He chose to go to that woman's house. He chose to get a butcher knife from the cupboard. He chose to stab her to death. He made those choices. Nobody owes him to spare his life. I'm like, these people, they love to kill other people, but when it's time for them to die, they don't want to die. Oh, make it make sense. No, you killed someone. You're also getting killed. Get out of here. Like I was tussling in Dr. Umar's comment about that guy who died recently, that was executed recently. But I'm like, yeah, he deserved to die. When he broke into that lady's house, he had no idea what color she was. She black, she white, she brown, she yellow, she green. He didn't know what she was. And yes, T, that dude is psychotic. He's a freaking animal. He deserves to die. They should have killed him sooner. Okay? He broke into the woman's house. And then he broke a glass or something like that, broke a window or something. He got into her house. When he got to the house, she was taking a shower. I think she was saying, who was there? Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? He walked into the kitchen, grabbed a butcher knife. He sat in the kitchen. He waited for her to come downstairs. He stabbed her 47 times. This is who they fight for. But I'm like, an innocent black child in the womb, though, they have no problem murdering the baby. Innocent where? He never said he was innocent. He never said he was innocent. He never said he was innocent. And this is what the thing is called, the Innocence Project. Right? But he himself never said he was innocent. I think what he was arguing for was that, his DNA wasn't there. But it's like it happened like 93, 98. They were not good at DNA preservation. And it's like touch DNA, it disappeared. But the thing is, he had her stuff in his possession. How do you have the stuff of a dead woman in your possession? On top of that, he was a career criminal. He had 15 convictions for armed robbery. He likes to rob people with guns and things like that. He's a violent criminal. Chad, when I tell you I was windmilling in Dr. Umar's comment, I said, Dr. Umar, you need to stop also. Oh, executing the black man. I'm like, shut up. You think every black man deserves to live? Be quiet. Okay? Be quiet. If you're a black man, you want to live a righteous life. Live a righteous life. It's like another time, too, Innocence Project, they're still fighting for this other black guy, right? But, when it comes to liberal mainstream media, I don't trust it. Because they always think they know best in the hands of justice, right? So I looked it up, too. The man killed a man, too. He was 18. And he went to a bank with a man that used to bank at that bank. The man used to get his VA checks, like $500, right? So they went there to rob the bank. And my thing is, when you decide to go rob a bank, you know what you're doing. And when you take a gun or you take guns to a bank robbery, it lets me know that you are okay with killing. Because why are you bringing the gun? Right? It's not your bank. It's not your money. You don't have the right to this money. But you want to get this money by force. Okay. So you understand that there's going to be opposition. So you say to yourself, well, because it's going to be opposition, I'm going to bring a gun so I can rule with violence. No problem. They go there and they kill the security guard. And I'm sure the security guard knew the other man because the other man was always there cashing his VA checks. But now they're saying, but he was 18. I'm like, it don't matter. He was old enough. He's an adult. He knew that robbing a bank was wrong. Right? He couldn't have got himself a job. But no, he was lazy. I want to make as much as money fast by terrorizing and brutalizing other people. Lazy people. Right? I would argue that the majority of people in prison are there because they are lazy. They don't want to work. They don't want to be patient and earn things the right way. It has to happen right now. By force, by fire, by bullets. It don't matter. It must happen right now. Why can't you not get a job? Why can't you go to school? Are most 18-year-olds robbing banks? No, because most 18-year-olds know you don't touch what does not belong to you. You don't rob a bank. It's not your money. You get you a job or you go to college where you have to be productive during daytime hours. Exactly. The Chase Bank glitch, right? Going out to the ATM, just taking out money. Lazy behavior. Just stealing. And you think that somehow they're not going to know it's you? You think that somehow Chase is not going to find you? Chase, of all people. You want to steal money from Jamie Dimon? Good luck to you. They are insane. They are truly insane. They are truly insane. Like criminals. Yeah, he was doing. I'm like, you're picking the wrong fight, Umar. Unless there are things that Dr. Umar does that he has no business doing. I don't see how you go about saying black queen, to at the same time defending someone like Diddy, who is a sexual predator. Make it make sense. They don't want to live righteously. Okay? You don't want to live righteously. But somehow you expect all these things to happen for you without the consequences. You are insane. Robbing a bank? Are you insane? So they killed the man. They killed the man. And I'm like, and on top of that, it's like, okay, let's even say like, oh, it's been like 30 years or it's been 40 years, right? But I do feel like instead of trying to manipulate the public to release you, look at this boy. He pulls on my clothes when he wants, like, right? Instead of manipulating the public to release you, I think first and foremost, you should reach out to the family. Right? You should reach out to the family and apologize to the family. Because that police guard, that security guard, he had a family, he had a wife, he had children. You took a husband away. You took a father away. You took a son away. You took a coworker away, right? So why are you coming to us to bamboozle us? Because like you look old, you look tired, you look weak, whatever. But you wasn't weak. We did that stuff. You was not weak. Why don't you go to the family first and see if the family is okay with you even being free? No, you want to bypass the family. Come to the public sector, like come to public media, social media. Sorry, you want to come to social media and finesse people into cheering for you because, oh, that. Shut up. Go talk to the family. Go face the family. And go apologize to the family, which lets me know you still have not an ounce of honor. You've been in prison all this time. And you have yet to develop any type of honor about yourself. You have no honor code. Because after all these years, though, before you even think about being set free, you should say to yourself, I killed somebody's husband. I killed somebody's father. And I need to apologize to them. Then they don't owe you to accept nothing. But at least to me, I would have more empathy if I knew that, you know what? He did this. He was in there for 30 years. He reached out to the family. He begged the family for forgiveness. The family's like, okay, we've forgiven you. We see what you've done in prison. You've turned your life around, whatever. If the family of the victim supported you in being released, I would have no problem signing your petition. But the disrespect. So you killed their family member, and now you're trying to disrespect the family by not serving the time that you are required to serve. So once again, you want to rob this family of justice. I sure did leave a comment on that Innocence Project, and ever since then, I've never seen their ads again. Foolishness. And that's why when you're told something about mainstream media, you have to go and do your own research. Because they usually are promoting people who are bad people. They are bad people, period. Right? But this obsession with skin color makes people feel as though, oh my gosh, every black man who's in prison is there wrongfully. No, not the case. Some people are there rightfully. Some people are there, and unfortunately, they weren't there soon enough. Okay? But just because somebody black, a man in prison, does not mean he was wrongfully incarcerated. No. Many of them made the choice to do stupid stuff. The young man who chose to kill young Dolph for $800, he did it. He's not there. He's not wrongfully convicted. It's not the system coming after him. No. He put himself in the system, right? It's not the system. If anything, it's his own brotherhood. It's his own culture. It's his own community. When another black man comes to you and says to you, go murder somebody for $800 or whatever, and you're like, okay, yeah. It don't hit you that he also does not love you. Because if somebody's going to pay you McDonald money to go commit a murder, he obviously doesn't think that you're good at it. Because if you were a real assassin, he would have offered you $800. So even you, he hates you also. How can a person come to you and tell you to go kill somebody and you don't go call the police? Because obviously he means you harm. No, you agree. And without even a deposit, no deposit, off of a word, like, okay, I trust him based off of what? Based off of what? You stupid. You go and you kill young Dolph. You shoot, like they started shooting at a cookie store. Anybody could have been inside the cookie store. The workers are there. Bunch of innocent people. And on top of that, innocent black people. And yet you're black, they're black, we're all black, and you chose to shoot. So that's why I'm like, this whole premise of like, oh, white people bad, black people are good for you. I don't believe that. Because a lot of black people are conditioned that when it's a black person, I have the right to be as abusive, as mean, destructive as I want to. Because I'm black, I have permission to hurt another black person, but a white person can't do it. Because I'm black, I can call you the N-word, but a white man can't do it. No, a lot of black people think they have the privilege of abuse because they're black. They have the privilege of disrespect because they're black. They have the privilege of rudeness because they're black. Then that's why, for the most part, black people treat each other worse than white people do. That is a fact. Right? The majority of black people in prison are not there because they killed white people. They are in there because they killed black people. And mess me with this whole notion, oh, you're more likely to kill the people that are next to you. Oh, be quiet. These are people, right? They have a mind. Just because you live next to a person, you ain't got to kill the person. Somewhere in your conditioning, somewhere in your upbringing, somewhere in your culture, you were told that it's okay to do that. Because it's not normal. You can live, there are a bunch of societies that are homogenous where people live amongst each other and they don't kill each other at this rate. Because the culture tells them life is sacred. And I would argue that in America, amongst black people, no one says that life is sacred, that a human life is sacred. A human life is very sacred. From the womb all the way to outside of the womb, a human life is sacred. We don't respect human life. It is not sacred. So therefore, people have no problem engaging in behaviors that kill black people. Okay? Like, make it make sense. You don't have to kill anybody. I don't like you. You go over there. I'll go over here. When I see you, I'll just leave. When you see me, leave. We'll make sure to never talk again. That's fine. Nobody has to die. Nobody does. Right? There are a lot of people who don't like each other. And guess what? People are still alive. So you don't have to kill someone just because you don't like someone. But there is something in the culture that says no. To not like you is not enough. To walk away from you is not enough. I need to kill you. Because people are praised. People are rewarded. People are, they even gain advocacy when they kill other people. So that's why many times I feel as though you'll be more respected for being a killer than for being a valedictorian. Right? A black criminal holds more weight in the community than a black scholar. People will go above and beyond for a black criminal, but they won't go above and beyond for a black boy who doesn't break the rules and who does what he's supposed to do, because that's boring, because that's giving you're trying to act white. So what you're saying is to be black is to be a brute. What are you saying? I think sometimes people need to speak out loud and let the reverb hit them back for them to hear what you're actually saying. If to be calm, educated, and poised makes you black. makes you white, sorry. Then to do the opposite makes you black. So what you're saying is black people are brutes. Okay. So then don't be mad when people cross the street when they see a black person. Don't be mad when these bougie colleges don't want to see black people on their campuses. Do not be mad if corporations don't want to hire black people. Because by your own definition, to be calm, to be educated, to be poised, to be eloquent, to write well, makes you white. So if the opposite makes you black, that means that when you're black, you are a brute, you are barbaric. Why would anybody want to be around black people then? Think about what you're saying. This one guy was like, oh, I'd never seen a black person write like this. I'm like, look at this. How pathetic. Right? So when you encounter someone who writes coherently, there is no way that's a black person. It has to be a white person. I'm like, do you see how you truly feel about black people? You're black, but like you're black. And this is your understanding of blackness. If somebody writes to me and the person writes well with all the punctuation, all the grammar stuff, she has to be white. There's no way you're black. You have to be white. Imagine if a white person said that. Oh, you write way too well to be a black person. Offensive much? I am not black. I'm not white. I am black. What the heck? Right? Because writing well is not a white people thing. Right? It is an educated thing. If you're educated, you should be able to write well. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Right? But I'm like, it's insane to me. So when it's good behaviors, you associate that with being white. So therefore, bad behavior, you also associate that with being black. So therefore, you're saying that black people are brutes and black people are barbaric. Because why would you ever think that? I mean, it's insane to me. It's insane to me. Right? It's insane to me. Like, you're black yourself, and you walk around with these negative understandings, like these negative stereotypes of black people. Okay. No, I'm going to put it here. It's good. It wasn't bad. Sorry, I forgot. I had to press upload. See, when I leave for 2 weeks, I forget how to do my job. Okay. But it's like, what? Excuse me, what? It's like saying, oh, your credit is too good for you to be a black person. What? So you associate black people with bad credit and white people with good credit. Imagine if a white person said that, oh my gosh, your credit is just way too good to be a black person. I thought you were white. You would lose your mind. But when you're black, you think it's okay for you to hold these negative stereotypes about black people. I said, no, I am a black person. And this is how I write. Like, what is this? This is insane to me. And here are the perils of associating with people solely on the color of the skin. Because a lot of people are dumb. A lot of people are reckless. A lot of people do not care. You have a lot of people. Yeah. It was horrible for her. It was horrible. I'm like, what? I mean, the guy kept saying, I'm like, why am I white? Because and it wasn't even that deep. Like, it was like me writing comments on Instagram, right? So it's like I'm actually sitting here writing an essay. But when I write my comments, I do write well because even my text messages, like if I write to people, I always write well. That's just me. I write very well. Like I care about how I write. You understand, right? I don't just send text messages to people. I'd be like, hi, hello, so-and-so, how are you? Like, it's like a real cute little letter, though, because that's just how I write. But I'm like, so because I write well, I have to be a white person? I'm like, do you see how insulting that is? But it's like, for them, it's like, it's perfectly okay for them to talk to you this way. But if a white person had said that to me, you would have lost your mind. Like, the only way I can write well is if I'm a white person. But But so even you as a black person, what do you think about black people? That black people are brutes. They're uneducated. They're barbaric. They write in, I don't know. Write in slang, I guess. I don't know. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Like, what is this? Like, I'm very confused. I'm like, what is this? This is insane to me. I write well. That's it. That's that. Because I'm educated. Writing well is a function of being educated. If you are educated for the most part, you should know how to write properly. If you're not educated, then you should not know how to write. It has nothing to do, it's not a function of skin color, like quote unquote race, right? But it's a function of your education. The more education you have, the more eloquent you should be. How did you make it through college? How did you make it through grad school? Do you not know how to write? You have to know how to write. Make it make sense. They really do. But it's okay for them to hold these stereotypes of what a black person is, a black woman is, but a white person can't do that. Like, what? That is so disgusting. Like, it's insane. I'm like, I am black. I promise you, I'm black. I'm darker than you also, by the way. Like, what the heck is this? Like, what the heck? Right? And this is why I don't F around with people who live life solely through their color or their gender. That is quite myopic. And not just that, it shows how illiterate you are. I'm not trying to be funny, but to me, it shows that you're not educated. Right? Because when you're an educated person, you should be able to reason with yourself. The thoughts that you have, even the paradigms, positions, opinions that you have, right? You should be able to reason with yourself. If I say to myself, oh, Marlene, every black person is your community, that means I also have to include the black people in prisons. Oh, no. I don't want that. I don't want that. Because many of them belong in there. I don't, just because we have the same skin color, I don't identify with you. Right? So I cannot be a community with you just based off of skin color, because then imagine who you are calling community. And your community is also somewhat a reflection of you. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. You are insane. You understand me, right? Even all women. I cannot say that I'm in community with all women. No, I don't wish anybody harm. But I'm not going to say, oh, I wish you less harm than a man because you're a woman. No, he's also a human being. I don't wish anybody harm. So I don't have to support you more than I support a man. I don't think so. Okay? Especially here in America, like what are you lacking that a man has more than you? Most people here is pretty equal, so you're good, right? But this whole, like, take the notion of, oh, if you're a black woman, you have to stand with all black women. No. You have black women out here who don't mind sleeping with other people's husbands. I cannot be in community with homewreckers. That is not my brand. That is not my brand. So no, I don't care. I don't care about her skin color. I care about her mindset, and especially the fact that she has no respect, okay, for the institution of marriage. I will never be. Hear me well. Please hear me well. I will never be in community with a homewrecker, especially if she's black. So you know how hard it is for black people to get married, and you gonna do that? Oh no, you definitely the ops. Judas. Okay, make it make sense. No, I will never be in community with a homewrecker. I will never be in community with a drug dealer. I will never be in community with murderers. I will never be in community with people who think it's okay to hurt other people. Okay? Also, I'm not a promiscuous woman. So I will never be in community with women who think it's okay to be promiscuous. We don't have the same culture. And to me, your culture precedes your complexion. I care more about your culture, who you are, how you were raised, where you were raised, what's your mindset, who your people are, who is your God. I need to know all these things before I say, yeah, you are in my community. No. I don't think so. right? I cannot also be in community with people who are like pro-abortion like that. Because to me, it's disturbing. It is so disturbing. If you're someone and you're okay with abortion up to 9 months, I can't mess with you. Because when I see you, you're like a ritualist. You are a cannibalist. Like you're a cannibalist. I don't know. I cannot mess with you. You are crazy. Stay away from me. I want nothing to do with wretched people. Point blank, period. You are wretched. You are a wretched soul. If you are a liar, I don't care how. And then one day you're going to lie on me. She said, please don't blame Shira for men behaving badly while masking as good, upstanding. I don't even know what that. I don't even know what that comment is about. T. I don't get it. I don't understand the comment. Because what I said about Shira was quite specific. So I don't understand the comment. Maybe if you write some more, I can get it, right? But like I said, to me, Marlene, the stuff that Shira promotes is low-key, high-key, glamorized prostitution. To me, that's what it is. It's glamorized prostitution. What I also said was, I could never get into any of her messages, even if at times she might say things that are factual. Yeah, broken clocks are right twice a day, right? But to me, if your foundation is corrupt, the entire tree is corrupt to me, right? If you as a woman, you are bold and unrepentant about having been a mistress, causing disruption in a marriage that led to a divorce, and then you go and you marry your mister, I guess, after he divorces his wife, right? And you're proud of that. You're proud that you broke a home so that you could have a home and have this man, I guess, help her raise her daughter because she was a single mom, probably struggling, right? Me, I can't respect that. You understand? Because to me, not only do you lack integrity, right? But you also have a scarcity mindset. So what happens next time when you encounter a man that makes way more money than your current husband? If you did it once, you might do it again. You might do it again, right? Because to me, I think it's one thing to say, oh, this couple right here, I love their union. I think they have a great marriage. I like the way he supports his wife. Even I like the way he spoils his wife. But that is her husband. I can then say, God, you know, I would love to have something like that. And I'm going to work on getting mine. You understand? I'm not going to try to finesse my way into this marriage because I want what this lady has. Me, it scares me, T. It gives off, you have an envious spirit because why you can't get your own? And this is why the lady, Miss Gail on TikTok, everything ultimately imploded in her face because she was also Sabrina 20 years ago or 28 years ago, right? You meet a man, you know he's married, and she told us, oh, he was not my type. He was fat. He was overweight. He was morbidly obese. I call him Nutty Professor. I used to call him this, call him that, saying all kinds of stuff, right? But as soon as he bought her the diamond earrings and he flew her out to New Orleans, she was ready to mess up a marriage. She said, oh, but I'm different. No, you are not different. Did he stay with his wife? No, he did not. He left the wife for you. And now Sabrina is a younger you because they really do favor each other. You know what I'm saying? They they really do favor each other. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you Gail, her name is Gail something. But it's like, that's the thing, you guys. That's the thing. Me, you said, oh, a man is married. I don't talk to married men. But why did you keep the diamond earrings? Why did you keep the diamond earrings? He's a married man. Why are you buying me diamonds? Please go give them to your wife. Because the way I'm set up, I believe that I can find my own to buy me diamond earrings. Go buy them rings for your wife. You're not attracted to him. He is not your type. He is overweight and he's married. But because he gave you diamond earrings, all of a sudden he became your type and you were willing to help him divorce his wife. Did he go back to his wife? No. And then we find out, T, that the wife was having postpartum depression. So when he was buying you hearings, he told you, because he had to tell you she was pregnant. He had to tell you she had the baby. He had to tell you she had postpartum depression. You as a woman, you also went through that. And you had no empathy for your sister girl that's in that house. So like, nah, you have to go back to your wife because I have babies. You're a single mom, so you have babies. You went through postpartum depression. So you can relate to what she's going through, but you chose you over her. Right? So as soon as you saw the diamond earrings, you're like, okay, well, this is what it is then. Fuck that girl. Fuck the black girl. F that. It's a lot of black women who will sleep with another black man that's married to a black woman and feel no ways about it. So no, you cannot be in sisterhood with people just because they black, whatever they want a woman. I don't care. I don't care. What's your culture? Tell me what it is that you will and will not do. Then I'll decide if you and I can walk together. Because sisterhood is real. To say, oh, that's my sister, she's my sis, it means a lot. It means, because I told Nicole yesterday, I said, Nicole, because she's like, Marlene, I said, Nicole, get on YouTube and stop making political commentary. You're going to make some money, girl. Right? I said, and she was like, what am I going to say? I'm like, say whatever you want to say. But I'm like, for me, I think you should do political commentary. And I said, do not be afraid, because if it gets real, I will be in these comments with you. Don't worry about it. I will watch over your comment section. I got time for these people, right? Because to me, Nicole, she really is a friend to me. Right? So it's like when you say somebody is my sister, like that is real. That means like I trust you with my kids. I trust you with my life. You can come into my home. I trust that you're not going to try to, I take words very, very seriously. So therefore, I cannot be in sisterhood with just any random person. I am very sorry. That is absolute lunacy. I'm not doing this. Like, this is insane. This is insane. We saw B. Taylor at her worst trying to be in sisterhood with Priscilla. Next thing you know, Priscilla tried to smash the girl. She flipped the girl's sexuality. I'm like, you see, because you cannot go around here calling random people sis, oh, please, whatever. I barely know you. But I'm like, at the same time, when it comes to B. Taylor, though, it's like, Priscilla, her life ain't clean. How can you be married and have 3 girlfriends? Like, girl, what? Make it make sense. And so you have to know. But because people put their blackness and their gender in front of that's the first thing that goes through their mind. Oh, is she black? Is she a woman? Okay, sure. No. Look at the entirety of the person. Don't get scammed. Because she's a bad person. And there's no amount of melanin that can wash away somebody's desire to be corrupt. Priscilla is corrupt. I'm like, just the sheer amount of pornography that she likes to watch, even that itself should have like been weird to you. Like, why is she watching so much porn like this? What is wrong with you? It's one thing for men to be addicted to that kind of stuff, but for a woman, though, that is very bizarre. You go out to eat with someone, and then she just opens up her phone, and she starts playing pornography in the restaurant in front of people, and you don't get scared for your life. Like, what the heck is this? What a deviant. She's a deviant. She is a deviant. So I'm like, I have no business with you. Like, you are crazy. You are Priscilla. You forgot the whole B. Taylor saga thing? Huh. Yeah. And I'm like, no, you are insane. You are insane. You are absolutely insane. Nope. We're not doing this. You see? So once people realized what Miss Gayle was about, the support for her kind of went down the drain. Because like, well, it's your karma. It might have taken 20 years or 28 years, but guess what? Karma never misses. That's why you don't engage. That's why you don't engage in certain behaviors. You just don't. You just don't. This young black girl, she has like a child of 2 kids. It was her birthday, so she invited what she thought were her sister girls on this on this ferry, this boat thing. Girl, she never made it home. But yet all the girls got off the boat Didn't call the police, did not call her mom. No care in the world. The mom is freaking out. Where is my daughter? Where is my daughter? She's asking these girls, y'all went with her? Like it was her birthday. You went together, right? You were on the boat? Like, yeah. Well, what happened to her? We don't know. We don't know. What you mean you don't know? And on top of that, she was the birthday girl. So none of y'all felt responsible for her safety? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No. Mm-mm-mm. Nope. 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 Mm-mm. No. 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 You need to know people's culture before you include anybody in your sisterhood. Oh, thank you, forehead. You need to know who people are. You need to study people. Take your time and get to know people. Study people. Test the people. Okay? Before you call anybody, oh, that's my sis, that's my sisterhood girl. How long you've known her? What do you really know about her? Have you ever gotten to a fight with her to see how low she goes? Take your time. Take your time. Take your time and get to know people. Right? Take your time and get to know people. Anytime people want you to make a decision off your color and your gender, it's a trap. Run. Because you should say to yourself, I'm not just black and a woman. I'm a child of God. So I have to think as a child of God. What will the child of God do? Like the thing right here, like what you're trying to get me to co-sign, is it something that God would want me to co-sign? And it's like, no, I can't stand for that. I can't do this. Right? And so because of that, a lot of people you're not going to be friends with. That's when you realize they worship themselves. Me, I don't worship myself. I worship God. I encourage myself, but I worship God. I don't worship myself. Who am I? Okay, plus what do I know? Okay. But you have to fear God. And I'm like, when it comes to mainstream society, a lot of the tenets that these people espouse, like believe in, right? Complete trash to me. It's complete trash. I'm like, this is utter trash. I'm not doing this. You are insane. It's your life, though. Go ruin it if you want to. But Marlene, I'm not going down that path because misery loves company. And I'm not going to be one of the people. I'm not going to die. Christ already died for me so I can have life, everlasting, abundant life. No, I'm not doing this. And and the thing that also kills me also, let me tell you this. The thing that also kills me with this whole like sisterhood, even the brotherhood, whatever, is how much people don't value intelligence, right? People will be like, oh, she's pretty, so I'm going to follow her. Oh, she got a big butt, so I will follow her. Oh, she hates men, so I'm going to follow her. Oh, she wears makeup, so I'm going to follow her. Oh, she dresses well, so I'm going to follow her. Oh, she was on a TV show, so I'm going to follow her. It's like, how often do you actually say to yourself, is this person actually intelligent? Is this person actually intelligent? Is this actually an intelligent person? Nobody cares about intelligence. Imagine how much more productive, beautiful, harmonious, okay, the sisterhood would be if people actually focused on intelligence. Like, if we're going to follow people, if we're going to include people, they are required to be intelligent. They are required to be reasonable, rational, okay? Yeah, like imagine if we focused on intelligence. Like for you to be part of the sisterhood, you have to be intelligent. You cannot be emotional, okay? No, You got to quell your emotions. You cannot live like you can't be like fearful all the time. No, you must use reason, okay? But imagine that. If you had a sisterhood that was built on actually people being intelligent, imagine that, right? But no. Instead, it's about foolishness. And so when you have a bunch of foolish people together, it just gets worse and worse and worse because nobody is checking the other person because they're all fools. And so everybody thinks they're wise in their own eyes. So nobody checks the other person. Like, oh, I don't know, that's unsafe. Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it. Okay. Then everybody ends up getting hurt. Everybody ends up getting hurt. Because that's what the sisterhood is. It's about enabling bad behavior. Bad behavior, and more bad behavior. And then sometimes they even have the audacity, they even have the gall of looking for a Black female therapist, right? To give some kind of, I guess, like scientific credence to their foolishness. So my therapist said, your therapist is projecting because she's just as damaged as you are. Right? Because I think there are people, I said I was gonna make a video about that, but I do feel like there are people who go into the field of psychology, therapy, etc., because they want to mold other people to be just like them. Right? Because I'm like, this whole business of psychology, it can go left. It can really go left because it's the study of the mind. So if you're someone who's a psychologist, and you're a psychologist out of bitterness, hatred, or you're looking for this confirmation bias everywhere you go, every time somebody sits in your chair, especially somebody from your culture, your community, you're going to want that person to continue, for the most part, to hold on to the toxic traits that you think is what makes your community a community. Right? I had a person that told me, like, oh, she's trying to look for a therapist, whatever, but she wanted to have a Black woman therapist for whatever. And I'm like, are you really looking to heal, or you're looking for somebody to echo your foolishness? Right? Because why does it have to be a Black therapist? What are you going through? Yeah, I think it's witchcraft. I think psychology done wrong is warfare. It's psychological warfare. It is witchcraft. Okay. And I think today, a lot of these Black therapists are the reason why so many Black women are filing for divorce. Because these women spend so much time with them, eventually they are able to convince her that your marriage is expendable, your husband is oppressing you, there's always a therapist. So she'll divorce the husband, but she'll keep the therapist. What does that tell you? And I think also that many of these Black women therapists are also lesbians. I think many of them are lesbians, but I don't know. Maybe not today for this conversation, huh? I think many of them are lesbians because if somebody comes to you, a patient comes to you because she has a specific concern, right? By the time she leaves your office, by the time she leaves your practice, she no longer is worried about what she was sick about, but now she thinks she has a new illness. What have you done? Right? Imagine you go and see your doctor because you think you have the flu. By the time you leave your doctor's office, not only has he convinced you that you have a brain tumor, he has not convinced you that you need to have surgery by next week. Sir, what? Make it make sense. That's not your job. Right? Somebody comes in there for a particular problem. By the time she leaves your practice, you have not convinced her that her husband is the problem. You're a lesbian. And I think a lot of them need to be called out. Because, I didn't see it before. I really did not see it before. But even the Democratic Party, too, I'm starting to see it more and more and more and more. I'm like, why are these women so different like this? Why are they so different? Why are they so obsessed with men, fighting men, competing with men, being men? They hate the men. Why are they so obsessed with abortion? A man can't tell me. Everything is always the man. I'm like, nobody hates a man more than a lesbian. Right? You will never see traditional, conventional, heterosexual women be that obsessed with men. Because I'll tell you this, between love and hate, what's the difference? Okay, to me, it's the same feeling, just expressed differently. Because you have to love somebody to hate somebody. Because if you've never loved a person, you'll be indifferent. But hate requires motivation. Hate requires nurturing. Unfortunately, it's the nurturing of bad feelings, right? You have to nurture your hate. You have to tend to your hate. You have to keep up with your hate. You always, I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a full-time job to be hateful, right? And I'm like, who is more hateful of a man than a lesbian? Exactly. That part, right? Because many of them are lesbians. They are lesbians. I think a lot of women psychologists are lesbians. And so because she hates men, she wants to be a man. And maybe she even wants to sleep with you. She doesn't understand why you're with this man. So she'll do every session you go in to see this lady. She gonna use every opportunity she can to make you hate your man, hate your marriage, like something. And I even think this whole feminist movement, okay, is code for lesbians. Lesbians who don't have the courage to say, I'm a lesbian. So, oh, I'm a feminist. I'm here to empower women. I'm here for women empowerment. Yeah, whatever. All your empowerment leads to destruction. You promote promiscuity, which leads to all kinds of mental disorders, mental health issues, right? Unwanted pregnancies, diseases, right? They don't give life. What's it called? The majority, what they call, compete with the man, the man. When you look at the summation of the consequences of these ideals, right? A woman always ends up getting harmed. You know, drink as much as you want, be promiscuous, work hard, keep working hard, compete with the man, climb the corporate ladder, womp it up, girl, shut up. Okay? I'm like, I think it's just a fancy name for lesbians. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're a bunch of lesbians. I think the Democratic Party is full of lesbians, like but they don't have the courage to say, like, for example, I think Hillary is one. I think Oprah is one. I think many of them are, again, I really do. You know, but they need proximity. And I think they need proximity, or they want proximity to heterosexual women. So maybe she feels as though if she comes out and says, I'm a lesbian, you're going to be closed off because you know she's attracted to women. So you'll be a bit more mindful. I think she's one too. I really do. Because like her marriage to that man, it seems more like a marriage of convenience, not attraction or love. I think she's one. I'm like, they're all over the Democratic Party. Right? I watched the news yesterday, like the YouTube yesterday, and this black woman was going in on Trump, like saying all these things. And then she finally said that she's like, oh, Trump is Hitler. And he said that he read Mein Kampf, and because he read Hitler's book, he aspires to be like Hitler, whatever. And then when the white man finally clocked her, instead of admitting defeat, she gonna pull the victim stuff, right? Oh, as a black lesbian, whatever woman, I'm deeply offended. I'm like, oh, there you go. Because I do feel like many of them fear if Trump, because I mean, Trump was elected, 3 Supreme Court justices, Roe versus Wade was sent back to the state. And I do feel as though for many who are homosexuals, right, they do fear if Trump is elected, maybe the Supreme Court will go after, what's it called, Title 8, like same-sex marriage, whatever. So, and I'm like, and I wish they would just say that, right? If you're a lesbian or if you're homosexual and you are fearful that if Trump gets elected, you might no longer be able to have, intercourse in the behind, or, eat some fish or get married or whatever, just say that. Just say that. As a lesbian, I am fearful that if Trump gets elected, I won't be able to get married, or my marriage will be null and void, or what else? Whatever it is, right? Just say that. You don't have to lie on the man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. Just say what you really fear. That's it. That's that. You don't have to go out your way to make up these lies. Right? Even the majority, like even when you watch like MSNBC, I don't really watch them, but the little clips that I see, right? The majority of black men who support Kamala Harris are homosexuals. They're homosexuals. So it goes to show they don't really support the lady. They just feel as though this is the best way to keep, what's it called, Title 8, like the same-sex stuff, same-sex marriage stuff. This is really what they're afraid of. Then just say that. You don't have to co-sign abortion in 9 months just because you are afraid that if abortion is not guaranteed by the Supreme Court, then neither is your marriage to a same-sex person, whatever. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be utterly abominable. You can fight for children and say, like, you know what? I don't think it's okay to have an abortion 9 months, but I don't want same-sex marriage repealed. Like, it's okay. But you're like, okay, if it takes a baby's being aborted for me to protect my right to marry a person that has the same sex as me, I'll stand for that. Like, you've lost your humanity. Right? That's crazy to me. So I was like, no, I'm starting to recognize that you have a lot of lesbians out here. Like, it is real. I didn't think it was that many people, but I'm like, no, I think it's way more than we understand, that we can ascertain. Like, it's a lot of lesbians. Some are open about it. Some are still, I guess, confused about it. Some are still in denial of it, right? But that staunch hatred that they have for men, it says a lot. To me, it speaks volume. Because I'm like, if you are a heterosexual woman and you are disappointed in men, even the way you talk about your disappointment, it's not going to be as like hateful, like ha. You're like, okay, like you ain't shit, whatever. Let's move on, right? But it's like these girls now, like their hatred for men is excessive. It's actually unnatural. Like it really is unnatural. And I'm like, oh, she might be a lesbian. So when other girls are talking about men, they're talking about love, when they get married, it just drives her crazy. Like she's in this rage because she's in love with you. So it's like she's upset because you want to be with a man. And she's like, oh, I will never be a man. So she's enraged. Yes, he was defending Diddy all over his social media. Right? But I'm like, be careful. Be very careful. There was this one girl I found recently over a silk press, you guys. It was like over a silk press. Because like, she has really, really pretty hair. And I was watching the silk press. She was like, oh, me and my girlfriend or me and my wife. And I'm like, she didn't look like a lesbian to me. I'm like, you don't give off lesbian vibes. And you'll say, but Margaret, is there a look to a lesbian? Yeah, I would kind of say yes, a bit, right? But I didn't get lesbian from this girl. I felt like, to me, I was like, if you are with the woman, I feel as though whoever she is, she has a dominating personality. And her dominating personality got you to accept to be in a relationship with her. Because many of these girls can also be very forceful. I said what I said. All right. Then I fast forward to one of her recent video. She's not with the man. And I think she's married. Like, see, I knew I was right. I knew I was right. Because I looked at her and I was like, she does not strike me as a lesbian. But you do strike me as the type to get misguided, the type to allow yourself to be bullied, the type to allow other girls to tell you who you are and define your identity. Girl, you are crazy. You're not a lesbian. And now you fast forward. I even think she's actually married. How is that possible if you're a lesbian? How is that possible? Right? How is that possible? Because I think I'm like, one thing we forget sometimes is the fact that like a lot of people, a lot of girls know how to be manipulative. And they can manipulate you out of your sexuality. It happens all the time in prison. A lot of female prisoners do not respect the sexuality of people. They will turn you out, especially if you're weak. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot afford to be weak. So sometimes too, I feel like under the guise of sisterhood is somebody want to get in bed with you. Somebody who wants to sleep with you, but they don't have the courage to say, I'm a lesbian and I want to sleep with you, or I'm attracted to you, whatever. Oh no, I hate men. Let's hate men together. Let's bash men together. Yeah, right. You're right. Go sit down somewhere. come out and say who you are. Okay? Be honest and be upfront. Don't deceive people. Do not manipulate people in your bed. That is ridiculous. I even saw this one little girl. She talked about, like, I guess she thinks she's a stud or a STEM, whatever. I mean, it was a hot mess, you guys. It was a hot mess. I'm like, little girl, go to school. Go to school. Absolutely go to school. And I don't even know how. I don't know. That's just me. Because, America is a bit different, especially like mainstream America. I wouldn't say all of America, but like mainstream America. Because mainstream America will have you thinking that if your child comes out one day out of nowhere, like let's say your daughter comes to you and she said, oh, mommy, I'm a lesbian, right? You're supposed to be like, oh, okay, I understand. I support you. I encourage you. You're my child. I'm going to love you regardless. Me, Marlene, I completely disagree. Okay? If my daughter comes out of nowhere, like if I know my daughter was always a girly girl, she always liked girly stuff. Who is that? Girl, the tea is piping hot. DM me. Who is this? Who is that? Right? But I'm like, I'm saying this, like, let's say you have, if she's a tomboy, maybe, I don't know. But if you've always had a girly girl on your hand, right? Live life, was always okay being a girl. She had no issue being a girl. And then one day when she starts high school, she wants to cut her hair. Okay. She wants to dress like a man, act like a man. And she says to you, oh, mommy, I think I like girls. Or mommy, I think I'm a lesbian. I'm rebuking it. Because I'm going to ask you, who did you meet? Oh, yes, me, I'm crazy. Oh, please. I sure will ask you, who did you meet? Because I've known you all of your life. It's not until you started going to that school or hanging out with them people that somehow, I didn't say I was not going to love him. Hold up, wait a minute. That's what I'm not going to love him. I said I rebuke it. And actually, for me, I think that's love. Okay? Because for me, it's like, if you're like, one time I showed you this video of this little girl the one who got murdered in Maryland. If you see her childhood pictures, she had no problem being a girl. There was even a picture with her and her daddy. It was very girly. And then when she went to this, because her mom moved to somewhere in PG County somewhere, okay, the foolishness. Her mom moved to PG County somewhere. Little girl wakes up one day. She cuts all her pretty hair. She cuts all her pretty hair. She did the little fade thing. He cut all her hair off. She only wants to wear man pants, man shirts, tennis shoes. She wants to start getting tattoos or getting dreadlocks. Nope, not on my watch. Okay? Who did you meet? Because something changed. And oh no, just accept it. No, the devil comes after your children in many ways, in many forms. So because you love your child, you rebuke it for your child because you're a baby. And the thing about many, many girls, you're not ready for this conversation. Yes, okay, remember her? Do you remember her transition? Because I said she met a different group of people. And that's why I couldn't understand for the life of me. First of all, she's 16. This is Maryland. No, hold up, wait a minute. Hold on, let me see where. She is 16 years old. You gonna let that baby outside in DC, Maryland, in the PG County, over there, you gonna let that little girl, midnight, you have not heard from her and you're sleeping comfortably? Wow. Oh my gosh. Me, Marlene, I don't hear from my child, especially a girl. If I don't hear from Trey at midnight, it's gonna be a problem. But my daughter, though, yes, my daughter out, even at 10 o'clock, I don't hear from her. I'm about to lose my mind. Because that's the girl. I don't care what she thinks she is. We're a little tiny little body. She's a girl. Where are you? It's midnight. Your daughter could be anywhere in the DMV. No, I'm from Ivory Coast. Your daughter could be anywhere in the DMV. You haven't heard from that baby. And you're sleeping peacefully in your bed? How is that even a thing? How is that even possible? DC, a 16-year-old, she could be anywhere. And me, Marlene, the way I am, I'll start thinking about the worst. Ooh, somebody put a roofie in her drink. She's getting dragged into a room right now. They're probably, oh, Lord Jesus, I cannot sleep. Where is my child? If I could put like what's it called, an air tag in her brain, I would. Okay, just so I could know where she is and if she's still breathing. Okay. 1 o'clock comes through. You don't hear from her. You don't call her. 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't call her. Are you insane? Are you insane? We wake up in the morning. She got stabbed to death over sweet and sour sauce. You got to be kidding me. Your daughter dead at a McDonald's over sauce, like over sweet and sour sauce. This has to be a joke. This has to be a joke. This truly has to be a joke. How are you asleep? A 16-year-old. Even let's even say that she's not even doing anything bad herself, right? Let's say she's not doing anything bad. She's not whatever. But my thing is, at 16, young people do not have situational awareness. Oh no, not that one. I don't know who that is. I don't know. Oh, her. Oh, that one. She confused that one, huh? Okay. But at 16, you guys, 16 years old, she does not have situational awareness. Young people need coaching. 16 years old, these late hours, them demon time hours are not suitable for a 16-year-old. You do not have situational awareness. You haven't lived long. Okay? Yes, you're not about that life. You need to bring your little 16-year-old tail in my house by about 10:30, 11. Go to bed. You don't have situational awareness. Even a lot of grown people themselves do not have situational awareness. People could be following you. You have no clue you're being followed. Anything can happen. You are 16 years old. You have no business roaming Washington, D.C. at the age of 16 until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. What is this? Even me, I'm in my 30s. I'm almost 40. I will not be wandering the streets of D.C. late at night. Okay? No, ma'am. I'm going to my bed. Okay? I'm going to sleep. But I was so astounded as to how she could have been asleep the whole time. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? But you know, I've come to recognize a lot of people don't want to be mothers. A lot of people do not want to be mothers because, you know, to be a mom, it really is a full-time job. It is a full-time job. You have to be involved. You have to care. You have to be selfless. It is a lot. So I think a lot of people, they just, okay, let my child do what they want to do because it's so much easier. Let the child raise herself or raise himself. Absolutely not. Because the flesh of my flesh, the devil is not going to come and yank my child out of my hands as long as I'm living. If he's killed me and he wants to yank them out of James's hand, that's on him. But as far as I'm alive, I will not be alive and you're going to come yank my child out of my hands. I will fight. I will find the devil down in the pits of hell. You will not destroy my child. It will not happen. You understand? Because young people are easily confused. And the sick part, once again, I'm gonna call these people out. That's maybe a reason why I'm more conservative now and I'm more like Republican-ish. And I will vote for Trump. I will vote for Trump, right? It's because like this whole LGBTQ agenda, this progressive agenda, this attack on children, I really can't take it. I truly cannot take it. It's like they're putting parents in handcuffs to say, oh, you don't have the right to question things, to ask for. No, I absolutely do. That is my child. I carried my child. I raised my child. I paid my hospital bills. This is my child. It is not your child. Go sit down somewhere. The conditional love. You think conditional love means I have to agree with everything that goes through the mind of a child? It is a child. And children are easily seduced. They are, even me, I was easy. I grew up as a little Kim. I was a freaking idiot. Okay? I was a freaking idiot. But it's like if you notice your child, and then as soon as your child starts to make new friends, your daughter's behaving differently, your son is behaving differently, it is time for you to intercede. It is time for you to intercede. Because there are a lot of bad influences out there. Boys can be bad influences to boys, and girls can also be bad influences to other girls. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So it's like the whole time you were just fine being a girly girl. Now, why do you think you're what? You think you're a stud? What is a stud? Break it down for me. I want to know exactly where this came from. And you'll see most young people, they won't even be able to explain to you why they're making these choices. What does that tell you? They're trying to fit in with their friends. Ask them, how you know you're gay? Break it down for me. How you know that all of a sudden you're a lesbian? How do you know that you're a stud? What is a stud? Break it down for me. And on top of that, where did you learn this lingo of like, where'd you learn that kind of stuff from? Break it down with me. You're going to sit there. We're going to have a conversation. And by the time we're done, you're going to see I'm the parent, you're the child. This is nothing more than a spiritual attack on your child. Oh, don't say anything. Support. Oh, be quiet. Be quiet. I will say a thing. It is my child. And you think about these goofy people, they want these kids to believe that they want what's best for the kid more so than the actual parent of the child. People that never even gave $1 to raise this baby. But you want to convince the baby, oh, we, the teachers, the counselors, the social media, we love you more than your mommy and your daddy who carried you, who raised you, stayed up night for you, took you to the doctors, paid your medical bills, fed you, clothed you, prayed for you. You love my child more than I love my child. You're a sick ass. You're a sick ass. You agent of confusion. These demons. Okay. Exactly, T. You know what I'm saying? No, you cannot just accept anything that comes out of your child's mouth because you have to know, how is this really coming from you? Or is this the messaging that you're getting on social media? Is this what you think you have to do to be accepted? Is this what you think you have to do to be liked? You understand? Because you have girls out here who make it their business to turn other girls into lesbianism. I don't think so. They do all these, the sleepovers, that's when they start touching you. They start touching girls during these sleepovers. They start doing the truth or dare, and they want you to start kissing girls. Why does truth or dare got to be sexual? Right? Truth or dare, it could be anything. It could be lighthearted. It could be fun. It could be a good old time. Why does truth or dare have to be sexual amongst young people? And what is this obsession with young people being so exposed, if not even overexposed, right, to sex like that? Even that whole movie, what is it called? That thing, that show. What's that show? The drug one was Zendaya. What is it called? They got all kinds of drugs in there from HBO. Y'all, it was so famous. What is it called? Ecstasy? No. Fentanyl? Where's that show with Zendaya in there? I can't remember. Euphoria. Right? The whole show is a drug-infested show around young high school people. Why do y'all do stuff like this? It's already hard being a teenager, right? It's already hard dealing with all of the hormones. It is hard to fit in high school. It's really hard for young people. They're having a hard time. And instead of like creating TV shows that encourage them to be themselves, to be brave, like it's okay. Listen, you only got to be here for 4 years. Then you get to live your best life. No, young people they're already emotional. They're already insecure. They're breaking out with acne. You know, the boys are breaking out with acne. The girls are breaking out with acne. You know, being a teenager, it's like, this is where a child can go left completely. That's why we came here to where we live now, so that Tracer could go to a different high school, right? Because I understand how challenging high school can be for young people. Even more so, like it was challenging for us, but it's not as bad. Like with social media now, it could be even worse for young people. You understand, right? But people are already struggling with who they are, who they're becoming, high school, liking boys, liking girls, all that kind of. Do you have to add extra layers on top of layers of confusion? That show is so sexual, so much drugs, and nobody said it's not okay because there's Zendaya in there, and they know people love Zendaya, so nobody's gonna be like, oh, that's not. Even though there's Zendaya, I'm not watching it. That's why I tell you, they erect these celebrities, and through these celebrities, right, they will introduce you to abomination, to moral degradation. Even Zendaya, I do feel like one of the reasons why she's an it girl, because she's it's easy to manipulate her. Like when you look at Zendaya, it never gives she has a strong personality. Where is she? You know, when I look at Zendaya, it gives pushover. Okay? She gives pushover to me. I think it's easy to push her. I think she's a pushover. Hold on. Okay? When I look at her, it gives pushover. She doesn't give a young woman that is strong in her beliefs, strong in her morals, strong in her identity, right? No, I never got that from her. It gives pushover. And the fact that of the Disney kid, she was also selected lets me know that she is willing to do whatever it takes, because it is not random. Fame in Hollywood is never random. If you are selected, if you are super famous in Hollywood, it's because you were selected. You were chosen. Okay? You were chosen. And you're not chosen because you're the best. You are chosen because you are more likely to do whatever they tell you to do. Because Hollywood is a plantation. Yeah, she's a Virgo. Yeah. Hollywood is a plantation. Okay? It's a plantation, and it's a plantation that thrives off child labor, child abuse, child whatever, assault, blah, 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 blah. Okay? They even had a movie with her about some tennis movie where they kind of made her have like a threesome with two white men. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Like, what is this? I'm like, Zendaya, what are you doing? I couldn't believe it. You see? Look at this scene, right? Look at this scene, right? So I'm like, that's how I knew she paid the price. She paid the price. And that's why she's so big. That's why she's on the red carpets. And Disney, Nickelodeon, it is a funnel for children who were assaulted. Okay? The majority of these children from Nickelodeon or Disney who are really famous, many of them were touched. They were touched. Right? But when I look at Zendaya, I'm like, yeah, this girl, they put her in that position because they can control her. They can tell her what to do. She will do it. They'll tell her what to do, what to wear, what to dress, how to dress, who to date, and she'll just go right along with it because she's a pushover. Okay? She's a pushover. I said what I said. Right? And so it's like Zendaya, all the young people who grew up with Zendaya, the little babies who grew up watching her, now they're about the same age. And now they're going to use Zendaya to introduce all her young followers who are now the same age as her to a very dark agenda. Because that's what the devil does. The devil is after souls. And Hollywood is a place that belongs to the devil. Hollywood is an altar. It requires sacrifices. It requires the sacrifices of young people. Okay? So when you're a celebrity and you decide to be famous, low-key, high-key, you are agreeing to bring souls to the altar. Okay? You are agreeing to that. Because I'm like, why would Zendaya ever agree to this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? No, make it make sense. Yeah. You have to vet them. You have to vet the friends of your children, and especially girls, because sometimes we'll vet the boys harder because boys can be knuckleheads. Like, oh, girls are cute. They're so in. Like, yes, hi, Miss Marlena. No, I don't fall for none of that. Okay. Thank you, T. Exactly. Represent for what? And doing foolishness? No, thank you. We don't want to see black people in abominable acts. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. And one of them is like, yeah, because all the drug stuff. I'm like, Euphoria is intense. I don't think I've ever watched a full episode, but I just know it's intense. It's drug infested. It is drug infested. It is sex infested. It is just insanity. And like, why would you make a show like that targets young people and then come to find out even Drake is an investor in Euphoria? So we're not surprised. Because it does seem like, you know what I'm saying? Drake could be a predator, a minor, okay? Make it make sense. You know? But I'm like, it's insane to me. It is insane. So you start to recognize, like, you know what, maybe sometimes a minor. So maybe sometimes when God does not allow you to partake in certain things, it's for your own good. It's for your own good. Because to be famous, for you to be famous, you okay, boo? You okay? Then why don't you sleep, baby? Hmm? For you to be famous, you guys, you have to agree to sacrifice human beings. I don't care what nobody says. Because the kind of music these people make, you know that you are glamorizing destructive behavior, right? To millions of people, right? Okay. So you cannot tell me that when it comes to the entertainment industry, which includes like the movies, the TV shows, and the music, that they are not connected to the prison complex, the abortion clinics, the liquor stores, okay, and the pharmaceutical industry. Because what they recommend, if it don't get you arrested, or even the cemetery too, the funeral service too, because the stuff they recommend, if it don't get you killed, it gonna get you sick. If it don't get you sick, it gonna get you locked up. If it don't get you locked up, it gonna get you knocked up. Okay? So either way you slice it, something bad will come out of this. Right? And they do these movies, and they try to tell the young people, oh, look, my parents don't understand me. My mom is too strict. My mom is a hateful person because she's a Christian. You think them people out here, they love you? Then they love you? You think somebody who teaches you freedom or liberty without teaching you responsibility loves you? Okay, to whom much is given, much is required. You understand? But I'm like, you have people in schools, boys or girls, right? And their job is to turn your child out. They want your child to try weird things. And I can see why. Because you know how, like, according to the Torah, when you're 13 years old, you're considered an adult, right? So you get these young people to experiment with drugs, experiment with sexuality, experiment because you want the hand of God to weigh heavily against these young people, because you know that according to the law, when you're 13, you are an adult. So let's get these young people as soon as possible to try the most abominable things that the hand of God might be against these young people. And that's why you have to look at your children, and you have to see how they're changing for the good or the bad. You have to see how they're befriending people, even like now. Because like Churchill, he was having a few issues with school. I didn't like it. So I took his gaming stuff away. He hasn't played games in a long time. I'm like, yo, focus on your school, because you only have the one time to be a freshman, right? These games are not going anywhere. The games, the chat rooms, the whatever, it's not happening. Took the games away. He comes home, he lives, he eats, he studies, right? Because another thing too, I do feel like one thing that does help with peer pressure and all that foolishness is being intelligent. I think if you work hard in school, if you have good grades in school, if you have amazing grades in school, you have something to be proud of. If you're a young person, you go to school, your grades are bad, don't know what you want, you're not focused, you don't have structure, it's a lot easier for people to get to you because you got too much time on your hand. That makes sense, you guys? You have to watch your kids. And especially you have to watch your daughters, because it's easier to influence girls than it is to influence boys. Because I think most boys can be by themselves, but I think most girls, they want to have friends and this and that. So because they always want community, they're more likely to be bullied because they want to belong. They want to have a little circle, okay? So when you have daughters, you truly have to watch your daughter. I don't care who she's friends with. I don't care how polite they are. You need to get to know their family, their mindset, and you need to pray about every single one of her friends. You got to put everybody through a spiritual scanner. Don't play about your kids. Don't let this weird society, like this Babylonian society we're in now, right, make you feel a way about standing up for your kids. You have the right to ask questions. You have the right to say, I rebuke this. I rebuke it. Okay? I rebuke even these celebrities like the Carishas and the young Carisha, Cardi B, right? Even the music they make, they do everything in their power so that their daughters won't listen to that music because they know it is filth. So who are you to not? Why would you not fight for your kid? Why would you let anybody shame you into standing up for your child? Kids are foolish. That's a foolish people because they're still babies. Their brains are still developing. Why am I gonna sit here and trust a child to know what she is for? So at 16, you know what you are for forever and forever? Like, please. Like, please. Please. And some of these girls too. Oh my gosh, you guys. I could talk about this for a day. And I think sometimes the reason why it might be so easy for many girls to get turned out, because I do feel like girls love community, but I think also girls love to help out. They love to help. So these girls that have this very dominating personality, they'll be like, oh, my daddy left me. I didn't have a mom. They always have some crazy ass sob story. Like, oh, can you call me now? I'm going to hurt myself. You need to teach your kids to stay away from people who self-harm. Okay? You can't save that person. He goes to see a doctor. All right? Oh, if you don't call me right now, I'm going to do this to myself. If you don't do this, I'm going to do this to myself. Oh, please sit down. Oh, please stop. Please stop. But you see, that can work on a child that has no experience. Because then they can feel responsible, especially for a girl. She can feel responsible. Oh, she's my friend. I have to be there for her. Oh my gosh, what if I don't call her back? And then she hurts herself. She's not your child. Right? So many times in high school, you'll have a lot of these girls who they mean well. They want to be there. They want to help out a friend and do this and that. And the whole time you're being manipulated. You are being manipulated. Right? You are being manipulated. And next thing you know, now you start to have weird feelings for her. Next thing you know, she starts to kiss you. Next thing you know, you think you're lesbian. Girl, stop. That's not how life goes. That is not how life goes. Okay? That is not how life goes. They're like, oh no, you were born this way. As if people can be influenced to do certain things, right? Go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere. Stand up for your kids. Ask your kids questions. And on top of that, make them explain their positions to you. So that way you know. And I promise you, if they can't explain their position, or if it sounds like they're just repeating something you heard on social media, your child has been indoctrinated. Your child has been indoctrinated. What's wrong? How's life treating you? You want mommy to hold you? Well, yeah. You could be sleeping right now. But you don't want that. Right? Be careful. Say hi. Right? Be careful. Be very, very careful. Even as an adult, I will also say be careful. Be careful with the music you listen to. Be careful with like the anything media, entertainment, whatever. Be careful because even in the music, even as an adult, you can be influenced through music, through your favorite influencer, your favorite artist, right? We are all capable of being influenced, and unfortunately, influenced for evil. Okay? We all can, because the music videos look so good. You see everybody supporting it. You say, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. Look at this. Everybody's supporting it. Everybody's okay with it, right? So you're not thinking that, oh no, this could be something bad or nefarious or detrimental. Like absolutely it can. We're all capable of being influenced. People are in debt right now. Adults, grown adults are drowning in debt because they're buying things they can't afford to influence other people. Now imagine the pressure of young people in high school. You know, they need a lot of support. They need to be talked to, need to be encouraged, and they need to be told, like, yo, stand up for who you truly are. Don't let the secular world forge an identity for you. You know who you are. Don't let anybody confuse you. Don't let anybody put weird ideas in your heads. Absolutely not. You see? And I'm like, for me, and I wish sometimes, I really do wish sometimes that more Christians would stop being afraid of being bullied, of being pushed over, And I wish that more and more Christians would actually speak up against foolishness. You know? But unfortunately today, I think too many Christians nowadays are so afraid of being called hateful, afraid of being bullied, afraid of being canceled. And so I'm like, when you do that, when you're a Christian, and you know what's right, you know what the Lord says, and you don't speak up, right? You help the devil get bigger, stronger, and stronger, and stronger, right? Because if there's never opposition to whatever this agenda is, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. You know, it's not going to get better. It is going to get worse. And a lot of people have to stand up and say, like, this is no, this is ridiculous. If a parent is not comfortable with something a child is doing, the parent has the right to say, I'm not comfortable, right? If they want more information, they have the right to ask more information. If they don't want to encourage their child because they think it's a rush decision, it's premature, it's coming out of nowhere, they have the right to have their doubts. They do. What the heck? And don't let anybody take that away from you, okay? Don't you dare. And that's why when it comes to high school, make sure that you do everything in your power for your children to go to a good high school or a great high school. Where the majority of children come from sound families with great values, so that your kid is not tempted with more than they should be tempted with at the age of being a teenager. I'm like, it's excessive. What's wrong with me? It's excessive. Yes, boo. It really is excessive. It truly, truly, truly is excessive. Like, what is this? But you guys, this is this live for now. I have another video I'm supposed to do with y'all. Yeah, we took the games away, and I told James, like, honestly, I don't even think he needs to be playing games during the school year. Like, I know, because he signed up. Do I believe Jaguar Wright? I believe some of the things she says, but I'm like, how does she know all of this? Sometimes it's a lot. But Piers Morgan issued an apology to Beyonce and Jay-Z because he said that he was contacted by their lawyers because everything that she's saying has no merit to it, you know. But I'm like, it's funny how when Jaguar Wright goes on other shows, like other podcasts, do Jay-Z and Beyonce send a cease and desist? Or because now it's a white man that's covering it. So now they're afraid of like the power of the white man. But I do feel like it's a little too late though. Because I'm like, when it comes to Jay-Z, nobody in their right mind, okay, believes that Jay-Z is not a creep. He is a creep. All right. So he will come down. He will be taken down. That's it. That's that. Because nobody escapes God's justice. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how long it takes, right? Everything comes out to the light. So Jay-Z, just count your days. Count your days. But ultimately, he's gonna be taken down too, though. And Beyonce, she gonna go down with him because that's who she chose to marry. And she knows what kind of monster he is. And she stays beside him. So whatever. But there's a God. This man spent pretty much like his whole career, you know, mocking God, calling himself Jehovah or Jehovah, whatever he calls himself, right? Mocking God. But it's like, you're going to get got. Because we all know Foxy was like 14 years old. Like, come on, like, you're going to get got. All these videos that used to play on BT After Night, they're still up there, okay? Baby mamas who go missing and end up dead. Yes. Yeah. All right. You're going to get got. If they got Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Cosby, Diddy, all these people, R. Kelly, who is Jay-Z not to get? She can be very dramatic. But my thing is that ultimately, Jay-Z is not innocent. Jay-Z is not innocent. Jay-Z was quite cozy with R. Kelly. Jay-Z was quite cozy with Diddy. Okay? He's not innocent. Jay-Z sure did tell Rihanna either she signs the contract or she gonna leave through a window. Okay? And they locked her in a room until 3 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, he's a creep. Okay? He is a creep. He is a bona fide creep. 7 days a week. All right? Yeah, he's a creep. So, I mean, I guess he wanted views or whatever, but I'm like, I was shocked when I saw her on there, you know, but I'm like, even if they're like, oh, they're going to cut that segment out, but I'm like, child, it's the internet. Like, you cut it out, you don't cut it out, it's always going to be in the ether. Like, people have seen it, people have heard it, the damage is already done. And the majority of people already believe that Jay-Z is a creep. Who goes to a Diddy party unless you're a creep? So it's like, child, please. And my thing is like, all these people too, like, I don't even know why they love to lie to themselves. It's like, people like Jay-Z or Diddy, they might think, oh, I'm intelligent, I'm a good businessman. No, you're not. You are allowed to be rich. Because rappers are low-hanging fruits. Okay. Rappers are low-hanging fruits. Rappers are bottom feeders. Okay. Rappers are not to most respectable Americans, they're just idiots. They're a bunch of idiots. All right. So someone like Jay-Z or someone like Diddy, they were allowed to be successful. They were allowed to gather wealth. Why? Because it behooves the powers that be for a lot of black men to see themselves in a Jay-Z or a Diddy to go to prison. Okay? Because these prisons have to be filled. These prisons have to be filled, right? So it's like the pipeline from prison to rapper to Grammy award-winning artist, right? It's not random. Okay? Once again, it's glamorizing foolishness, glamorizing a life of crime, glamorizing you poison your community. And that's why this whole community thing, that black community, it's a bunch of BS. Because the number one person to sell drugs to black people is a black person. The number one person to sell drugs to most black mothers will be a black man. So there is no community. Like if you sold drugs to other people to make money to help your community, I get that, right? I mean, okay, like you're doing harm to other people, but then you bring the benefit to your community. No, they sell drugs to black people. And not just that, they sell low quality drugs to black people. They sell dirty drugs to black people. It's not even like, oh, I'm black, I'm a drug dealer, you're black. I'm going to make sure that you have access to the best drugs possible. No, black people usually get the worst drugs possible, the dirtiest drugs possible, the most cooked up drugs possible. I'm like, make it make sense, right? You understand? So it's like they need these influencers to seduce ignorant, weak, highly emotional black boys with daddy issues, right? Who don't know what to be a man really is. They only know how to be chaotic, right? To have something to look up to, because those prisons have to be filled, right? But the majority of these rappers are coming from prison. It is not random. The majority of these rappers are federal informants. It is not random. The majority of these rappers work for the Democratic Party. It is not random. It is a damn plantation. It is a plantation, right? So someone like Jay-Z is, I'm like, it's not because you are intelligent, you're a great businessman. No, they needed someone for young black people to look up to. Oh, he got it out the hood. He got it out the mud, blah, 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 all that stupid stuff, right? As if you're more deserving because from the ghetto, as opposed to somebody who works really hard to also be successful. Make it make sense, right? But these prisons have to be filled. And there's no better influencer to a black person to go crash their life than another black person. Because they know one thing black people do is worship their blackness. They will listen, they will follow anyone who is black, no matter how bad the messaging is. Oh, you're black? Tell me what to do. I'll do it. Right? That's it. That's that. So it's like, exactly. So I'm like, you are allowed, because they need somebody to look up to so that young people can start to emulate your behavior. Discipleship through assimilation, right? That's it. And the day they get tired of hip hop or this version of hip hop, they're gonna lock all y'all up, right? Because you're really nobody in America. You're not an Elon Musk. You're not a Warren Buffett, whatever. You are a rapper, okay? You are a rapper. It is low hanging fruit. It is low brow, okay? It is like bottom feeder business. There's nothing ingenuous about what you do. And that's why the majority of them also, the one thing they do is sell liquor, okay? They all have a brand of alcohol. Once again, black people selling alcohol to black people so that emotional people will drink. And these emotional people drunk will make poor decisions that will lead them into prison. Jay-Z, what's it called? Ace of Spade. Diddy, so rock. 50 Cent, what's it called? What's this? Chemin du Roi, is that what it is, right? They all sell alcohol to black people. Nicki Minaj, Onyx, whatever. They all sell alcohol. Debauchery, degeneracy, addiction, and alcohol. That is their brand. So you recognize that this movement right here is ran by the government, okay? Because this is a plantation. And the best way to keep black people dumb, the best way to keep Black people oppressed is by keeping Black people obsessed with skin color and telling them that anybody who's Black means well for them. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, the F right. Okay. Yeah, the F right. They went ahead. They killed Dr. King. They killed Martin Luther King. They killed Malcolm X. They killed the Huey guy. Okay. They killed all the Black intellectuals. All the Black male intellectuals were murdered, and they ushered in the era of the Black thug, the Black degenerate, the Black goon, the Black drug dealer, right? They did this. All of this is by design. It is by design. So today, for a rapper or a drug dealer to be way more successful than a decent Black man with an amazing career, lets you know everything you need to know. They do not want Black people to be intelligent. They don't want Black people to be sober. They don't want Black people to have a healthy diet. They don't want Black people to be monogamous, right? Because they want you to die. They want you dead. Okay? They want you dead. It's only over here that celebrities are degenerates, right? In other community, the famous people are people who are doctors, this, and that. That's who's respected over there. But over here, it's low-hanging fruits. It's low denominators, right? It is the foolishness. It is the foolishness. They would fight for a man who's rightfully convicted on death row to get off a death penalty, but they'll champion for innocent Black babies to be murdered in the womb. It's backwards over here. It is absolutely backwards over here. Why? Because the influencers, the false idols who preside over the daily affairs of Black people are evil. They are evil. They are bought. They are paid. They are controlled. They are nothing more than puppets. Okay? And the more you keep Black people in check, the more you keep Black people asleep, the more you keep Black people submissive, the more money you make, the more access you get, the more protection you get, and the further they keep delaying coming after you with these charges. That's it. That is that. Okay? But these are not good people. The majority of Black celebrities are not good people. I'm even going to do the video about like Magic Johnson talking about Kamala Harris and how he supports Kamala Harris or whatever. I'm like, oh, please be quiet, right? Magic Johnson, he's worth $1.2 billion, right? He's a businessman. So he needs to tell me he looked at Kamala's policies and he said to himself, yep, I can't wait to pay taxes on realized gains. Yeah, right. I wonder in his portfolio, who is he looking to get help from that he's willing to do this? Okay, right? I'm like a billionaire telling us like, oh yeah, you support Kamala Harris. You want to pay more taxes. You want to pay more taxes. And you also want to pay taxes on realized gains. Magic Johnson, be quiet, right? But when there was dirty water in Flint, Michigan, he never came out. Okay? When it was dirty water in Flint, Michigan, he never came out. When it was this over here, he never came out. But when it comes now to Kamala Harris, now he wants to be outside. Yeah, sure, yeah, right. So it's like you have to you gotta be mindful of these things, right? You gotta be mindful. But it's a lot of false idols, it's a lot of false influencers, it's a lot of false Black gurus, it's a lot of false everything. And then you recognize like you're gonna keep getting scammed if you lead with Blackness this, Blackness that, Black. No, you have a mind, you have intelligence, use it. And anytime somebody tells you to do something, you should ask yourself, what's in it for you? Why would you recommend that to me? If you were in my shoes, would you actually do it? Right? Bunch of billionaires who don't care how much food costs, telling you to keep voting for somebody that is putting you in financial hardship. Yeah, right. But none of them are offering money. When was the last time Magic Johnson invested in any Black business? When was the last time Magic Johnson ever put any of his money in a Black-owned bank so that bank could turn around and make mortgages and all kinds of loans to other people? Go sit down somewhere. Okay? Please go sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. And he was like, oh, yeah, I've known her in California. I've supported her. And I'm like, so you also supported her when she went after Michael Jackson? When everybody was shunning you and not messing with you because you had HIV, was it not Michael who put you in the video? Remember the time? Okay? So Michael was your friend, but then you're going to turn around and backstab him by being friends with Kamala Harris, who wanted this man to rot in prison on false allegations, you're sick. You are truly sick. I think he passed. I think he's sleeping. Okay. So that's it, you guys. Okay. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to. And like I said, people are not gonna like you, but guess what? You're gonna like yourself and you're gonna love yourself. And you might not have lots of friends though, but it's okay because sometimes there's chaos and too much noise. Just utter chaos. Just utter chaos. You know? So that's it, my people. I'm gonna end this live right here. I gotta finish editing this video. Yesterday I was editing this one video about Kamala Harris. I gotta put it up. This lady is crazy. But part of it was funny though. Like part of it is like, part of her foolishness does crack me up, but then I get scared. It's like first I laugh, and then I start to get scared. Like, this woman is crazy. Like, she is really, really insane. She's crazy. She's really, really crazy. But I said, my people, I'll be back maybe later or something like that. Because I have to do my other live about the white women who are supporting Kamala Harris. Because, quote unquote, they think that's how they're going to support black people. I'm like, what? Who asked you to do that? Foolishness. People are just crazy. All right, people. So love y'all. I'll be back later. Let me finish editing this one video. And also, y'all need to there's a lot of things, so I didn't do anything. Yeah, and also, like, what is this? What's the other thing? If you guys didn't see it yet, she also did a 60-minute interview. A hot mess. A hot mess. A hot mess. She also went on The View. She went on The View. A hot mess. They asked this woman, like, do you regret anything over, like, the 4 years pretty much that you've been elected? She's like, no. I was like, what? Oh, my gosh. Okay. That is crazy. I mean, he said, bye. Look at him. He's so upset. Okay. It's like, what is this? All right. I'm like, no, you are crazy. No. I'm like, this woman is insane. She really is insane. Well, that, you guys, let me go. Yeah, there's a 60-minute interview, 60-minute interview, and then she also went on The View. Bunch of foolishness. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, the more I see Kamala Harris and the more I see all the ladies who support her and their foolishness, right? It's making me realize why a lot of men did not want women to vote. They didn't want women involved in man's business. Like, I'm starting to see it now. I am really starting to see it. Because I'm like, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. I'm starting to understand why men did not want women to vote for the longest time. Because look at where we are now. I'm starting to understand why they didn't want women in the workplace, why they didn't want women in man's business. Like, I'm starting to understand. I am really starting to understand. Because the way emotions take over some people is very, very concerning. Like, you're broke as hell, but you're like, oh no, I'm gonna vote for her because I think she's nice. Girl, what? You think she's nice? No, I'm like, no, I'm really starting to see it. I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, she's a nice woman. I'm like, okay, even if you like her and you think she's a nice woman, how about she just gets out the White House and then she can start a business. She can start like a mentorship business, a counseling business, a retreat business, right? And then y'all can go on retreats with her. Why does she have to be a president? She doesn't have to be a president. If you like her, you look up to her, you want to be just like her, she can, once she leaves the White House, she can just she can open a business, become a motivational speaker. She can host these very expensive retreats and y'all can just indulge. You can have as much time as you want with this lady. She doesn't need to be the president for that. Right? And are they even realizing that they're voting for a president? Not the HOA president. Like, you are voting for the president of a nation, not the president of your favorite book club. Okay? And we're not even a church. If you want her at your church, no problem. You are voting for her. You're voting in an election to decide on who is going to be the president of your nation, not the president of your favorite book club. What is going on? What is going on? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I see it now. This is the side of us that these men were so afraid. Like, nah, do not let this woman get involved in politics. Don't let them come to the workplace. Blah, 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 blah. Because this is just insane. So, oh my goodness. This is crazy. But I'll be back, you guys. I gotta get some food, okay? Love y'all. See you in a little bit. And no, it's gonna stay up. It's gonna stay up. I didn't do anything like, I didn't play anything like copyright stuff. I'll be back, okay? Gotta go. I need some food, you guys. I need some food. I'll be back. Bisou, she gotta go. I'm gonna say bye.